Hello, everyone. CJ Wiley here with Sky Woodward, and we're starting day 2 with Shane Van Boning elected to break, and Jason Shaw starting out in the seat, hoping he can get out of that seat as soon as he can. What do you think, Sky? What do you see happening today? Yesterday was a Shane show there at the end, wasn't it?
Yeah, for sure. Shane figured out the break. He got it going, and what he's known for is the break. So I mean, the way he was breaking was the Shane break. It's and if he keeps going, I mean, it really might end up a blowout. But Jason's the same way. If Jason figures out the break, I mean, like when I played him not long ago on day 2, he figured out.
Yeah.
He beat me bad on day 2. I mean, I never really got to shoot. He played unbelievable, broke unbelievable. But like this break right here, first break, I mean, he broke perfect. You can't ask for really a better rack.
No. I like his focus too. You know, he's got that look on his face, like the Shane that I've seen play some of the greatest pool possible, really, especially 10 ball.
Yeah, for sure. Looks focused and wants to win because, like Jeremy was saying, in Shane's eyes, he says race to 100 is going to show you who the better player is, and he doesn't want to give up being the best player.
Right.
He wants everybody to know.
He's got the crown.
Yeah.
And it's going to have to be taken from him.
So. And like I was telling Jeremy yesterday, he just lost a chain in a race to 50, and he don't want to lose another long race.
No. He told me he's ready to play him again. And I don't think Chang can beat him a race to 100.
No, yeah.
Shane didn't really play that great against Chang, I didn't think.
No, not until the end. It seemed like he finally really got a chance and figured out the break a little bit and was finally going. And he tried to make a comeback, but it was a little too late.
He's going to set the pace now, looks like.
I think he hit that ball a little more full than he wanted, it seemed like.
Yeah, he didn't exactly want to be there. That's almost the 50-yard line.
Yeah, you could see he hit it in the outside of the pocket. He wanted to cut it a little more. That way he could get a little more further out in the middle to shoot the 8.
He's going to shoot it in the other pocket.
Yeah, I think the 8 goes in past the 10.
Perfect. He's a dead stroke.
Yeah, he wants to win bad for sure.
Yeah. Little inconvenience, get straight in.
Well, he's already got an extension on his cue. What is he? Is he grabbing another extension, or what is he doing here?
Double extension.
No, he's
going to get the
bridge.
Mechanical bridge.
Yeah, and I've noticed Shane. I've never seen Shane do this, but he's got an extension on his brake cue this week too. Yeah, and you could tell the way he feels. He's like, just get back middle table. I'm going to make this 10 ball. He's not sweating any shot really this week. He's definitely feeling good.
Well, Shane Van Boning sets the pace with a break and run first game. 34 to 21.
That's always a nice opener to win it. Break and run the first rack. Always feels good.
Yeah. Some say the toughest 2 games are the first one and the last one.
Yeah, for sure. It's got to be. It's got to be. You know, sometimes when you got a big lead and you're on the hill, like just say race to 9, you're up 8-3 or something. Sometimes it's hard to win that last rack. Yeah. It really is. You're like, man, I'm out here, and then all of a sudden you make one little goofy mistake, and now you make 3, and now it's 8-7. You're like,
and you can't protect the lead. You have to You have to go ahead and be aggressive. Have you ever been in a match where you kind of get way up and you try to protect it, and you can tell you might lose? I was up on Earl 10-0 one time, and I felt like he was going to beat me. I just told myself I'm going to keep firing. I'm not going to play safe and stuff, trying to not to lose. You can play to win or not to lose.
Yeah, right. You really can't change the way you're playing just because you're up, but it happens all the time.
Yeah,
happens all the time.
It's real tempting. I don't care who you are when you get up. If you got a shot you can make or play safe, a lot of times you just play safe. When you really should go for the shot a lot of times if that's what you've been doing. Well, Shane does it again, boy. He's setting the pace.
Another ideal break.
Yeah.
I wasn't quite sure if he had a shot on the 3, but obviously he did. Yeah. And looks like it's nothing but open rack now, for sure.
What was the line on today's match? Sky, do you know?
So the line, of course, prop bet, you can bet day 2 outright. You could bet, let's see, day 2, second day, it was SVB -1, or Shaw +1. And you could bet 115 to win 100 on Shane, or you could bet 100 to win 110 on Shaw.
Yeah.
And over under 64. So same as yesterday on the over and under, and same on the money line. But today, on day 2, SVB's -1 and Shaw's +1.
Rack 2 in a row for Shane Van Boening on day 2. 2 for 2.
The way he ended yesterday, we might see like another 5 or 6 pack out of the gate out of him, the way he breaks.
Yeah. I don't think he's going to make many mistakes at all. It's unforced. I'd love to see Jason get up there and make a match out of it. That'd show a lot of heart, That's what all of us like to see.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Like, we was all together earlier we was out by the pool. We had a grill out and stuff, and we was talking. We was like, and Shaw's like, he's like, day 2, day 3 is way more important than day 1. You're going to start feeling the pressure. It's going to get a little tighter. There's going to be big swings. Shane might be up, but I'm telling you, this match could really turn into a real tight match. It could turn down and get down 90 to 90 in a race to 100. Still from here, being up 14. It really could.
And Shane's liable to run the set out.
Yeah. Right after you said that.
Yeah, the commentator curse. A little nick there.
Damn you. Commentator jinx.
I wish I was that powerful, Sky. Not the case, though. Okay, Jason Shaw. Let's see what you got, brother. He could hit it. He's going to hit thin on the left side and bring it down table for the 2-ball. That's perfectly hit. Oh my God, it's going to scratch. Dude.
Wow.
That's incredible.
Wow. Hits before the side pocket. That still scratch.
Should not have scratched.
Yeah.
How did that even happen? The spin kind of. But I hadn't noticed the table rolled off, have you?
No, I haven't. I think that might be the first one.
When it hit that point, it kind of spun. I think the spin kind of swerved it in a little bit. As funny as that is.
Yeah, you're right. The spin. He's not taking much time at all, Shane. He's not taking much time at all. You could tell he really feels comfortable. And,
to make that miss that shot and get right back to the table. You know what that feels like. I've been in that situation. Because usually when you miss a shot, you expect to be punished 2 or 3 games.
Yeah, for sure. And now Shaw's got to be feeling like, dang, I might lose another 4 or 5 in a row.
Off a really bad roll, actually, because he hit that ball perfectly. But he spun it so much, it hit that point kind of funny, and it amplified the spin, it looked like.
Right.
It's kind of weird how it came on. But he really hasn't done anything wrong. He's down 3-0 today, and 36-21 overall. Let's look at this.
That's the stats
here. What do you think?
For day 2. Well, so far it looks like it's been all Shane Van Boening, and not a lot of Jason Shaw.
Let's see this overhead just one time. I want to watch. That cue goes so straight through that cue ball. For everybody at home, that's what you're trying to do on this break. The main thing is just to extend that cue straight towards that one ball. Watch this. Look at that. That is incredible.
And, I mean, what more can you ask for? I mean, you can't ask for much of an easier shot for the one ball. I mean, it's not like he's straight in, not much to do with it. He's got an angle. He can do whatever he wants here.
It's hidden. If you notice, straight back towards that corner every time. It's been kissed out of the going in the corner every break, I think.
Yeah, that's the thing with Shane. He tries to hang the one or make the one, but I think he tries to hang it. But I've seen also when he's not hitting them as hard, but I've seen when he's really crushing them, and the one ball hits the, look out for the 5 ball. He's good. But I've seen where he's really crushing them, making balls, and the one ball is hitting the end rail and comes all the way up back in front of the side pocket, and he's getting a shot every time in the side.
Oh, yeah.
I've seen where he's had the speed down like that perfect. Like, that's unbelievable that you're getting it right back to the side. And, I mean, there's not as much room to play with there as hitting a little softer and getting it by the corner.
No trouble at all.
So, looks like another rack. First, 4 racks are going to go to Shane.
Yep.
So it looks like Shane is coming out exactly where he left off yesterday. He's coming straight back firing. He's trying to really put Shaw in the dirt here. Yeah. I mean, really. He's trying to really put him away on day 2, right out of the gate. He doesn't want to let him breathe. He don't want to give him a chance.
Yeah, that's what it's going to take. Can't let up. Guys like Jason Shaw smell blood and smell weakness, and Shane, I don't think, is going to give him much of that.
Well, I mean, I don't know how many times I've seen Shaw in a tournament. Like, he'll be down, and he'll be down in a race to 11, 10-5, 10-6, and just come back and beat you out of nowhere.
Yeah.
So, like this, being down, I think it kind of puts a little fire in Shaw. So I really think he gets a chance that it could turn into something still today.
Yeah.
Even if Shane gets up even a few more games, I still think it might turn into something today.
Well, that break strong. You know, one again got kissed out of going into the corner or hanging.
Right, but look where he has the cue ball. I mean,
Yeah.
majority of the balls, he can hit the ball. He can hit every ball from here.
That's
So
what you
he-
said yesterday. A lot of times he breaks, he can make every ball on the table.
Yeah, it's really crazy. He's always got a shot. He can do something with it at least. It's not like he's ever hooked from anything.
It's a tester right here. This is where that extra long cue, I think, helps. He holds that line a little bit better. Real
Yeah.
good.
So like I said yesterday, they both seem to be really in form. But Shane's break just worked better yesterday because, yeah, from like you said, a tester. It's from the end rail. He hit the ball really clean right there.
Yeah.
Center pocket. I mean, that's not as easy as it looks, y'all. Don't worry. From the end rail. You know, Jason's style, the way he plays, he always makes the game look easy because he takes no time. He knows what to do when he gets up there. He don't have to think about nothing. He just shoots it. Comes around. He already knows. Hey, I'm going to do this. He don't think about 3 other ways to do it. He just does his first option. Like that's clean. He don't even worry about the side rail there. See, I'd have cheated it just a little to make sure I don't hit the 9.
Yeah.
Just a little slower, but he fired it in straight in. He didn't even hit the rail.
That was a little bit risky, though.
It was. It really was, but
I might have shot it inside.
yeah, right. I would have just shot the 8 in the corner.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because especially in this situation, those shots are missable. Like you said, I would have cheated hit the rail coming in a little bit, give myself a bigger pocket.
For sure.
He missed that 9 by a hair.
Yeah, but
good shooting. All right, Jason Shaw's on the board today.
So here we go. We're going to see. We're going to see what Shaw's going to come with on the break now. We'll sweat his break. If he's got it figured out, we might see Shane in the seat for a minute.
Yeah. If he starts breaking like he did against you, he definitely is going to hold his own. I watched him. He had the speed down pretty well. He's making the ball in the side pocket.
Right, and he told me earlier. He said, "I figured out the break at the end of the match yesterday. I watched what Shane was doing. He said I figured out exactly how to hit the balls. He said now I know. He said day 2 it really might be different. He said really, I might win. I'm like, well, we'll see. You know, I mean, who knows?
Yeah,
because the caliber of these two. I mean, Jason might smoke him, but Shane might smoke Jason. I mean, you have no clue. It all comes down to the break. Who's going to break better and who's going to make them couple mistakes.
Yeah, let's see if he makes that 5 in the side. Yep.
5 ball straight
One
in
in the corner.
1.
See, he missed the kiss there.
But look at the cue ball on the 2 come down.
You know, that speed might have been a little bit better than Shane's because he's missing the kiss on the 1. You know, that's how intricate this break gets. You know, a little bit of a speed difference will keep you from getting kissed.
I think Jason's speed on the break was a little better because if he doesn't make the 1 is laying by the corner.
Yeah.
Shane's is going to bounce some to the diamond or second diamond, half diamond, whatever. Shaw's is going to lay right there by the side. But still, I mean, you can't argue with Shane's break. How he hits them, you can't argue. Yeah, nice little stroke there for sure. So now we got to see Shaw's break, and so far he's successful with his break.
Yeah.
So we might. So we might see something. We might see something today so far as of what we've seen. As of right now, Shaw's played a little better. But he's down for the day. But he's played a hair better. But he's made way less balls.
Yeah.
So there's a look of day 2. And
let's see Shaw's breaking technique from above.
what's the 9? The 9 and the 5. See which one.
The 5 is
5, 9. Makes them both. Oh, the one did get kicked
man,
there.
look at this.
But look the little kick he got. Yeah, I mean, just...
Man.
One rail out past the 7. You got an angle on the 2 for the 4.
I'll tell you what, it's going to be a slugfest.
Yeah, it's... I don't know what it is, but Shaw on day 2, he figures out the break. Might come down. 66 is the mark of the night. I think it might really get close tonight. I think Shaw might beat him on day 2. He said earlier. He said, I beat you on day 2 last time we played.
Yeah.
He said, I'm going to beat you again. He said it. He told Shane when we was all grilling out and stuff out at the pool. I think that's a little far, but for the eagle eye, cut anything in. I've noticed, CJ, and I'm sure you have. How many people have you seen their bridge hand? They always have a finger that's always moving.
Oh, yeah.
Like Shaw, he's got his ring finger or middle finger. It's always popping up and down. Look, you see it?
Yeah.
From here, yeah. You can see it's always moving up and down.
The old timers used to do that and wear like a pinky ring, and their pinky ring,
It would click.
yeah,
Huh?
yeah, with a ring on it. Yeah.
So Shaw looks like he's gonna come out like he did on day 1. Day 1 he got a lead. He come out real strong. Shane didn't get to shoot. Shane started off like that today, but now Shaw's coming back. And
Yeah, let's take a second to thank our sponsors, Omega Billiards, Acme Cases, Diamond Billiard Supply, Altsville, and Chris Renfro. Our buddies, Great White Chalk. John Eagle, Honda of Dallas, OBQs, Roberto Franco Qs, Waxahachie Nissan. Jason Shaw, teeing it up.
18 up. Oh,
He
both
missed,
balls at the point.
missed both of them, made the one. Oh, he didn't make the one
No.
either. Oh, wow.
See, that's the only thing with a little bit softer. If you don't make the side balls and the one don't make it there, you really don't have any other chances.
You're not going to make those corner balls.
By hitting them a little harder, you got a chance.
Level 2 Billiards, DFW 9-Ball Tour, James Hanshoe, Jump Cues, Moscone Cup 2019. And also Money Match Promotions and Rackham TV you're watching now. I think Shane needs an extension for his extensions.
Yeah. So he hit a little thick. The cue ball got away from him there. But you know what? It might have worked out. I think he can just cut the 2 in. Yeah, cut the 2 in. Maybe come 2 rails. 3 rail. I don't know if he can get past the 6. Huh? In between the 6, 9.
That's what he's going to try to do.
Yeah, he
Perfect.
can.
Yeah.
He hit it perfect. Yeah,
Set
for
up
sure.
well for that. Now, if he doesn't get straight in, might be a little tough.
You can tell by his facial expression. He doesn't quite love it, but he can do something. He can move the ball. You might just have to take a long cut on the 4 from up above the 6.
Yeah.
Instead of trying to get perfect, just make sure you get the shot.
He's going to come with some kind of stroke shot here. It looks to me like he's looking at what's possible.
Yeah, see, like right here, he's trying to get closer. But I mean, I guess if you come off the side rail, you're going to come in at the perfect thing. Oh, he's drawing.
He's going to draw it back into there. He doesn't have a whole lot of angles at that, as far as landing area.
Let's see what kind of angle we got here. Yeah, he's got no angle, I don't think.
No, he's going to draw and try to go to the middle of the table, I guess, and cut the 4 in the corner. That's a little too hard.
Yeah.
But he's got a cross-side bank. It's a pretty easy bank, really. The 7's a little bit of a problem, so he's going to have to negotiate that and draw it a little bit.
Could really not get a good spot for the 5 ball right here. Ooh. So it looks like this is kind of like earlier when Shane missed and got back to the table. Shaw broke dry and he's getting back to the table.
Yeah.
Like we said, you got to really feel fortunate to get back after making a mistake. I mean, the break obviously ain't as big of a mistake as missing a ball or something, but at this level, if you don't make a ball on the break, it could really hurt you.
Yeah.
It could really hurt you. So it doesn't look like you end up with a lot of angle here. But it looks like he might
get lucky here.
Yeah. Didn't leave a shot. But left enough ball where he can do something. Can do something with this.
Tricky.
It is funny. You can't go 2 rails up to the end rail because of the 8-9. Because you gotta have to hit the 6 by the side to get it there. He's
Oh, he's going to bank it.
Maybe try to stay behind the 7.
Yeah. Try a free shot. Looks like he's going to cut it.
Now he's looking like he's going to bank it.
I would cut it myself, but
But you know the speed you're playing this.
Oh yeah, that was.
If he doesn't hit the 10, if the 6 does go up there, the speed he plays it, the 6 is going to be close to the hole. Even if he hooks it behind the 7 at this level,
jump cue. Yeah.
Jason's going to jump it in 85, 90% of the time.
Yeah, I didn't quite understand that. I would have cut it in and went 2 rails down the end rail.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's a tough shot. You play to overcut it, so you get a little bit of safety if you miss.
Right. Looks like this is a little tight into the side.
Just play the 8.
Can see. Maybe we can see when Shaw gets down. Yeah, the 6. You could tell from here that it is tight for sure.
Yeah. That was tough. He's probably better off just playing the 8-ball combination.
So really, kind of had a little bit of a goofy game here, a couple errors, and Shane is going to end up taking the rack. It looks like. Forgot to stroke it. He left his stroke back at the house.
He didn't pop it, did he?
No.
I think he'll be all right. It's set up to go right down to the corner.
Yeah, bounced just enough, really.
Just enough. Well, Jason gave it a little bit of a surge. I think if he had to shoot it over again, he would have played that 8 combination. That side was, I think the ball would have just barely fit in there.
Yeah, or if it's that tight, do you have 2 balls there? Maybe just put one on the side row and get the other one up table. Maybe get a safety. But easy kick, but take your chance. Maybe
he could have thinned the right side and went up.
Yeah.
Try to get behind the 10. I think. He's aggressive. Definitely understand that.
I call him Eagle Eye for how straight he shoots.
Yeah.
So he feels like, I can still make this ball for sure, no matter how tight it is. So let's see. How many balls do you think Shane will make on this break? He's been making 2, 3 balls every time. What do you think?
3. Probably.
3? 3 every time? Huh? Probably 5, 9, 1. He might make 4. He might make 4 rails. No. Oh. He made the straight back.
He didn't make the corner balls. Still made
3. Made 3.
He still made 3.
Still made 3. And he didn't make any of them he really thought.
He didn't make the corner or the side balls. That's pretty strong. Playing 7-ball. Just kind of cinch this 1 ball. Back down table from the 3. Our right corner. Jammed it. Perfect.
If it stops, and it did. Good shot there for sure. Great shot. And now, here we go. Shane's off to the races again.
Yeah, Jason's going to have to punish him more than he's done. I don't know what it would take, but it definitely need to be 5 or 6 in a row without Shane shooting, don't you think? To put any kind of dent in his momentum.
He's going to have to get to 30 before Shane gets to 40 to get anything going. If he doesn't, Shane might really do something to that. He really might get away if Shaw doesn't get back pretty quick. So we got there, we see, what do you think? We got another ring girl today.
This is Brittany.
Getting the balls, doing the score. She's doing a fine job.
I've known Brittany for a long time. She's a really sweet girl. She's actually met her at Pockets. She was a cocktail waitress here at Pockets in Euless about 2.5 years ago, I believe.
Nope, cue ball. Oh,
Ooh,
nice little kick,
wow.
and he's going to end up perfect for the one. That's the thing, you know.
It's
when
good timing.
Yeah, when they're rolling, they're rolling.
Yeah.
The 3 ball is a little tricky, though. It's on the side rail. The 4's in the way, so you have to be on this side of the 3 to make it. It looks like he's going to fall perfect on the 2 to get over there. Just roll it in. Rolls right over for the 3. It is. That's perfect speed. I'll tell you what.
Tougher than it looked.
I know you've probably done that a ton of times too.
Yeah.
But it seems like every time I try to run a ball down the rail, if it's close, somehow I hit the point. You know, they're supposed to be straight down, but somehow it always hits the point.
Yeah, I have to intentionally overcut it a little bit, or I'll do that too. You don't see the angle as well for some reason when it's on that.
But it's crazy. You think that you're not supposed to hit that point if it's going straight down.
You wouldn't think so.
But it happens.
It's sticking out there a little bit.
Yeah, it's in the way. People don't know. They're like, I'm going to shoot it in the corner. Hey, man, that ball won't go.
Yeah.
It won't go. But no, it does go. But you're like,
I've done that a lot of times.
Yeah.
It shocks you a little bit too. Like if you're a dead stroke and you do that, it's like it wakes you up.
Yeah, right. So we was talking extension for your extension. Shaw just put extension on his extension. He really did.
Wonder how many of those he's got.
I'd like to see him put like 4 or 5 of them together.
Like a flagpole.
Yeah. Go up there with the cue ball down there right in front of the 8 and reach it from this end of the table and just tap it in.
Good stroke. He came with a good one there.
Oh.
Did that do that to him?
Yeah, it did. He's looking at the kick.
It did. Oh my God.
That's really
It's a cruel game sometimes.
for sure.
But he hit that ball really well.
But he hit the kick there really well. He hit it good. Give Shane the option, but Shane's not gonna give this back where he's at. You can see the whole 6 ball. It's not on the end rail. He's got to do something here. He can't give it back. Can't give it back.
What would you do here? Just gonna shoot the 6 down to the other end rail?
Shoot it straight and just try to roll it behind the 10 from the end rail. Because it's straight, you're gonna go past. He's just playing it back to the other end.
That's what I was thinking.
See, now he gives Shaw the same option, really.
It's a little tough. This looks like the one Shane was practicing where he shoots at 4 rails back to this.
Yeah. Maybe side to side. Maybe you should put the 6 on the right rail here. Put the cue ball on the left rail of the 7 here. Maybe. I mean, because if you make the 6 straight back, you're gonna leave the cue ball to the side. So Shaw, if you don't put the 6 on the end rail here, he'd leave Shane a shot, a cut in the corner. He just called the 6 on the side. What's he doing here?
I might two-rail, call the 10 and try to get behind it in case I miss it.
Oh, he's banging that 3 rails and just getting the cue ball up table. This is not a bad shot, really.
Wow, that's a good shot. Excellent.
Especially, look at the speed. He might be right behind the 7.
Look at that. Wow.
Wow, that was really.
We didn't see that one, did we?
No.
That's the one I was kind of talking about Buddy Hall used to do a while ago.
Yeah.
When we were talking about these different types of safes.
Yeah, that was actually a great shot. Shane's kind of got to shoot this. He's just got to let her go.
He might cut this ball in.
That's the thing. When you leave that shot, you make them shoot
it. A lot of them. Even lesser players will make that shot when their back's up against the wall.
Because you're making them shoot. Now there's that chance that they do make it. So it looks like Shane's going to extend his lead a little. Started off, 12 in the lead? 12 in the lead, now he is 16. 16 in the lead.
Let's watch Shane's break from the overhead. Made the 9 to the side.
And he makes 17 balls. And
wow, look at this. Look at this. It's a game of centimeters, folks.
Yeah. It really seems like Shane's played good. They both played really good, but it seems like everything has kind of went Shane's way.
Yeah.
It really
that
has.
same pocket a while ago, Jason scratched on that fluky shot, and then it's hanging for Shane. So, but you know how that is. It turns around eventually.
Yeah, for sure it does. It evens out, especially in a race to 100. It will even out. It's a 9. It might not even out. When a race to 100, it's got to even out. That's probably why Shane says better player is going to win in a race to 100. That's what he really thinks that. So if he can see this ball, well, can't see from this angle. You can see this ball. The 1 does go off the 5, but would you have played the 1 off the 5? The 2 is down here, or would you play the safe? I think I would have went for it.
I can't tell how deep that 5 is.
So the 5 is in front of the pocket, and the 1 was off quite a bit.
I think I would have shot it, really. Because you could have ducked too, and play shape on the 2.
Yeah.
But getting ball in hand is bad either.
Yeah. Yeah, of course. I mean, this works out. It's actually a little better. Now you got ball in hand, like you said.
It's a little bit tricky here. It's really the 3 he's looking at. That's his treble ball.
What do you get on the 3 here? Do you just roll up above the 8?
Yeah, roll it up and cut the 3 in the center. Go around 3 rails. He's got a little thicker shot. He's under the undecided about going 3 rails or trying to shoot with inside angles and come up. Just going straight across.
Well, Shane looks like he is really still on point from yesterday.
Yeah.
I mean, pocket and ball super clean. He's really, really flowing. He's not thinking about nothing at all. Looks like he's got no worry in the world, like no worry of making a mistake. He just looks like he feels like he's not going to mess up at all.
No, he's in his zone. That's no question about it. If Jason doesn't do something extraordinary, I don't see how he can stop it.
So watch this 9 ball and the cue ball, or the 1 ball comes. The 9 goes on the side. The 1 comes straight at the corner. 9 straight. Oh, the cue ball kicked the 1. But
Oh,
still,
look at this. Good grief.
makes 4 balls straight on the 1. Look, does he have a shot? Is he hooked for many ball?
No.
Not 1 ball? He has a shot every ball? Like I said yesterday, how can you beat that?
And,
Which ball you want to shoot first? He's going to run out.
That is something else. But, you saw again, he's rolling good. He got those kisses just right, to get straight into the 1. I mean,
Right.
I'm not taking anything away from it, but it can go the other way and get kissed in the corner. How many times has that happened,
Yeah,
too?
get kissed and hooked or whatever. Oh, yeah.
I don't think he's hooked himself yet on the break.
Yeah, I think you're right. I don't think he has. I mean, he's left himself a long shot, but he has not left himself, like, hooked or no shot or scratch, nothing.
That's a little risky.
Yeah. Maybe put a little more right on that, and if you do hit it bad, bump the 5.
Yeah.
Because nothing bad can really happen if you hit a little bit on the side. You got it in the side. If you hit it on the full, you got it in the corner.
This one he doesn't particularly like. This is the 50-yard line here. 10's a little bit of a blocker, but he'll just go 3 rails around, I guess.
Dang, he really fired that.
Yeah, I wasn't crazy about that.
Yeah, not the way he played it. He just fired it in. He knows I'm going to get up table, and but he rifled it.
Wouldn't you have hit it easier and just floated it around?
I'd have floated back. Yeah.
Same shot, but lengthen it out a little bit.
Yeah.
I think he was trying to hit it short and go on down the end rail and up.
Straight in the corner. Everything's rolling right.
Very strong.
I mean, we've all had the pull guards on our side. Man, does it really feel good when the pull guards are on your side, man?
And you're playing,
I'm telling you.
And you're playing good, you're breaking good.
When you're doing everything good and right, and then every little bump and kiss works out as perfect as it can be.
Yeah.
You can't beat it. You're like, man, I could beat anybody in the world right now.
Yeah.
Nobody's got a chance.
It's got to be the greatest feeling for a pool player to get into that zone where it just seems like everything's just going to magically work out. And you make 4 balls on the break. Playing 6 balls.
So let's count them. Does he make 4 again? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Nah, I'm kidding. Look, 1. Look at the 1. Hangs up for him. I mean, still he's got a good shot at the 2, but now he's got a closer shot to the 1.
Yeah.
Can just draw straight back.
Yeah. He's going to twirl this one.
Yeah, and get a closer shot at the 2.
Zoop. Nice stroke.
You know, he's really put on a show for this whole match. A break clinic.
Break and run out clinic.
After this game, we'll get a look at the stats. Just sweat the break. I mean, we all know he's played good, but just the break is unbelievable. How great he really breaks. Yeah, you know, he's really like 2 and 3 stroking every ball. So 43-24 now. And just look at the break. Shane is broke at 1,000. He broke dead perfect at total balls on the break, 19. Successful breaks, 10. Break attempts, 10.
Jason's went down to 829.
Yeah.
There was one point he was like 921 yesterday, wasn't he?
Yeah, and in the beginning, when he ran those few racks, and after a few more, he was still over 900. But when Shane left him the kicks, and he's kicked a couple times, it's went down. But Shane's shooting a 930 for today. So let's sweat this break. See if he can keep up the perfect break record for day 2. But I've never seen him break with an extension on his break cue until now. So 1 ball right in the corner. Where's the 2? Straight in.
Straight in.
Straight
It doesn't
in.
matter where the cue ball gets, he's straight in on the next one. That's what Wade Crane used to say about Johnny Archer, broke incredibly good back in the 90s. Wade said he'd make the 1, get on the 2. If he made the 1, the 2, he'd get on the 3. If he made the 1, 2, and 3, get on the 4. It's just when you're rolling, you're rolling.
For sure.
Consistent luck is a skill.
I liked how Johnny always broke. And when he hits the balls, he goes all the way through in his cue. He has his back arm fully extended. He stretches it out like he's pointing at something.
Yeah. Releases that wrist completely.
Yeah.
He breaks incredibly good. You never saw Tony Yellen break.
No.
Man, I played him in the finals of the Sands Regency tournament one time, and I knew getting up there. It's the first time I played in the finals of a major tournament. I knew I couldn't win. I mean, he broke and he made like 3 or 4 or 5 balls every time. He straight in on the wall. I mean, I had no chance, and I knew it before I even played because he really broke better than Johnny.
That's crazy. Shane was a little upset about getting her on this ball, but it really ended up perfect where he could bump the 8 out. Ended up better than what he wanted. I think he was really just going to bank the 8. Because when he went out there, he like swung the chalk. Like he was mad. So I'm starting to change my mind on what I think day 2 is going to be.
Are you?
I'm really starting to change my mind.
Yeah, well. Jason just hasn't taken advantage of those few opportunities, Scott. I mean, to beat somebody like Shane Van Boning right now, you got to run 3 or 4 racks every time you get an opportunity, and then you got to lock him up and hope that you still get a shot off a kick or something. He broke dry, I guess, one time. That's.
I, so Shane 9 aside, little kick, and look at the 1 come across. Gets a kick over.
Gee, Christmas.
I mean, CJ, how are they rolling? I mean, how are they rolling? How about these shirts they're wearing? These shirts they're really nice, really clean. You know, not too much, anything. I mean, they really look amazing. Really look amazing. Ultimate Team gear. And look at the Money Match promotion sign on the back. It's nice. I want one of these shirts. I might have to buy me one.
Yeah, I need one.
Yeah.
I think they owed me one from the last a couple sessions ago.
Yeah. I think I want to talk to somebody around here. I'm going to try to get me one of these too.
Yeah, they didn't have my size, and I went out of town. I don't think I ever recouped my shirt. Zing.
Boom. 1, 2, 3, 4.
There's 1.
5 balls. He made 5 balls.
6, count the
Hey, just saying. Shane, just tell him, Jason, that's good, man. Don't make him shoot. You just made 5. You made half the rack. Just give it to him. So Jason takes the first ball behind the back. Great. So Jason just, Shane's 2-stroking him, 3-stroking him. Shaw's like, I 1-stroke.
I'll just 1-stroke.
Yeah. I've been sitting in my chair for a while, but I've still 1-stroke these. You only left me 5 balls.
Yeah.
So Shaw. Let's see here. What can Jason come back with? What do you think? Jason can come back? I think he might put a little 3 or 4 here at least.
Yeah,
I got a feeling.
He he's going to have to do something quick. He's 20 games down. Yeah, there's a point there. If you don't put some heat on Shane, you're just going to get blown out of the water.
Yeah, if you don't put heat on him, he's just gonna he's gonna pound on you. Yeah. It's just gonna get worse and worse. What they say? What was it? What was it they said in The Color of Money? Like like what do you got in your case? Doom, but
Doom.
What was
it's
it?
Like a nightmare.
Yeah, it's like a nightmare. That's right.
Ether with the ether.
It just keeps coming, right?
Yeah,
Isn't that what they said?
Coming. McCready.
Yeah, so same thing. If he doesn't do something now or real soon, it's gonna be a nightmare. It's gonna keep coming. Shane's like a freight train right now. If you don't do something, if you have to stop it, there ain't no stopping.
That's right.
You're gonna have to wait till tomorrow, and you're gonna have to make a tremendous comeback.
Yeah.
Something that, I mean, unbelievable.
That's a good way to start right there.
Yeah, that's a nice pop break, perfect. Ball's laid out nice.
Yeah, that's what he needs about 10 times in a row.
Yeah, at least.
If he put a 10 together, cut the deficit in half, Shane might have a little trouble two-stroking anyway. What do you think? He might have to take an extra stroke.
Yeah, if Shane sits in a seat for a while, you never know. Even being up, if he sits in a seat for 10 games, he might get a little tense over there.
Yeah. I've been in a lot of these matches where, I tell you what, I used to get where I just would give up. The guy was playing so good, I thought I had no chance, and all of a sudden,
you got a chance.
Win like 17 in a row. I've done that several times. It's just, you know what I'm saying? I know you've done it too. I'm dangerous when I give up. I don't mean giving up like I quit. I mean giving up like, screw this. If I'm going to lose anyway, I'm going to go out swinging.
And then you make every ball.
Make everything, and the brake starts working.
And everything. Now you're like, oh man, now I do have a chance.
Yeah.
You're right back in it. It is crazy how it happens.
I've done that before. Went into a zone, woke up, and the guy's broke. And I didn't even know how I did it exactly.
Yeah.
I'd like to see Jason make a match out of this for sure.
Ooh,
that's too hard.
No, don't do this.
It's too hard, brother. A little careless there.
See, that's the thing. Shane's had the pressure on him big time, and that's where it shows right here. Like, he just made kind of a little bit of a goofy error. Like, he just overran the ball. I mean, all you got to do is just come middle table and put a little more spin.
This ball can be cut in. Have you ever shot it with inside? This is the touch of inside, this guy.
The touch of inside?
Have you ever shot it?
Who knows touch of inside? Who does that? I mean, I know, I'm messing with you. I'm messing with you. I know.
All the greatest. Phil said he checked your stroke out and you were putting a touch of inside on every shot and you didn't realize it.
Well, see, Phil told me that you told him I use it.
No. He told me that he checked your stroke and you were putting a touch of inside on everything and didn't realize it.
Probably the ones that I think I'm using center ball or just trying to make it.
He said your center ball was a touch to the inside. See, I do it. I don't believe anybody can see the center every time like you can slightly to the inside or outside.
Right. There's nobody that can hit the center every time. No, it's impossible.
I don't try.
So how about the speed on Jason's safety there? It was dead behind the only ball that he could get behind. Okay. Shane made a good kick. He stuck the cue ball on the end rail. Shaw's got to come with a shot here.
This is where that extra long cue, I believe, is an advantage.
Because you can keep it straight.
Yeah, it holds that line really, really good.
Yeah, you have more weight. And you can just roll it.
See, he's shooting that with the inside. See, I shoot this almost like it's dead on. You cut the heck out of it.
Look at the safe.
He was cueing that to the inside and deflected on it. Did you see that?
I seen when he hit it. It come off funny.
I could see it. From the angle I was at, I saw he was cueing it to the inside, but I would have hit it like straight on with the inside. Deflected on you, didn't it? Yeah, it rolled off, he said.
So what do we got here? 46, 46-25. Comes in the day.
He just rolled that ball in, and it rolled out. And when he scratched, it rolled in a while ago. You remember that? That's weird.
It is. That is weird.
I do think it was the spin that had something to do with it.
Yeah, on the scratch. But he's saying the last shot he shot, when he just shot that 8, that it rolled off.
I think he deflected it.
Yeah.
I mean, I saw he was cueing it to the inside. I know enough about the inside that you've got to almost hit it like it's straight on from that distance. And you can make those consistently just going over. The further you go over to the inside, the more it cuts.
Right. But in shooting that ball, and at the speed he shot it, it can't roll off before it gets there.
Yeah, I think he made a good stroke on it.
Now, I see him.
He decelerated a little bit or something.
Yeah. Yeah, when he hit it, it didn't seem like it came off right. When he hit it, it seemed like the cue ball spit off of the tip. Look, hey, is Shane going to drop break? Never mind. Shane, yeah.
He didn't hit those like he has been.
No, for sure.
Still made one.
So there we are, guys. Me and myself and CJ in the background in the booth. Look.
Hi, Mom.
Yeah. Just. Ooh, he hit that kind
Not
of
sure
bad.
about that one. We still got lucky with that.
But,
well,
it might be wired if they're real close. You know, you can push this 5-ball in the hole.
Spin it. Left-hander. He put right in the shot.
He's trying to play safe.
Though, yeah.
Look, he hit that ball.
Yeah,
Wow.
Perfect.
Yeah, that's what you were saying yesterday. Yeah.
Ryan Bryan used to say, I hit it perfect.
Yeah, great shot there.
This.
Hey guys, just want to jump in here and thank our sponsors that really help make all this possible. I want to thank Omega Billiards, being one of our big sponsors, Acme Cases as well, Diamond Billiards, clearly without them we couldn't get this done. Outsville, Chris Renfro with Outsville and Great White Chalk also did a great job, really helped getting this together, taking care of all our VIP guests here, and really just helped bringing everything together for us. Appreciate you. John Eagle Honda of Dallas, another outside the pool community, big help from them, as well as Waxahachie Nissan, also outside the pool community, stepping up, coming on board, and help bringing these matches together. We also like to thank OBQs. They also did a great job giving us some stuff that we could raffle off for our people here and sponsor the event as well. Roberto Franco Qs, one of the best up-and-coming cue makers, I think, in my opinion. He's from DFW. If you get a chance to play with one of his jump cues, they're unbelievable. Level 2 Billiards, one of the largest Instagram accounts for the billiard community on Instagram. Has a lot of traffic. Check them out. Level 2 Billiards on Instagram. We got local DFW 9-Ball Tour, holding a handicap tournament in DFW here for a while. Have a great event just about once a month. You can check them out too, dfw9balltour.com. We got James Hanshoe. I don't know what I can say about James. Definitely makes the best jump cue around. It's going to be a close toss-up here with Roberto Franchiu for sure. And once again, Rackham TV, man, they're doing their best, and I think they're doing a great job. They got a huge amount of staff on board, looking to make everything nice and smooth and seamless for all you guys. Working through whatever kinks we can. We've been handling all calls and emails as much as we can. We got 8 people working on that, so any issues, just send us an email or shoot us a message. We appreciate you guys.
So guys, those are the stats for day 2 so far. Shaw, before the break, he's really trying. He's trying to make the few game comeback at least. Gotta make what you can. You gotta get as close as you can before the break. Maybe after the break, Shane might not come back out as the same. So Shaw might be able to do something in the second half, but we're coming down to the end of the first half, it seems like, I want to say, for the night.
Yeah. What are we stopping on, you know?
I'm not sure. I know, I'm pretty positive it's coming up. I'm not sure exactly. I wasn't told the halftime for tonight. See if he can do the same break he did earlier. Yeah. Small break. Small pop. He hit him softer than earlier. But, oh. I mean, he's got an angle. But this is a right-handed shot. He's left-handed. He can't reach this as good as a right-hander.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And Jason thinks about that stuff, like left-handed, right-handed, because when me and Billy played him and Josh Filler in the Moscone Cup, and Shaw pushed out to a jump shot. Me and Billy couldn't reach it. We're right-handed.
Oh, yeah.
We couldn't shoot it. We had to give it back. Left-handed.
Oh, yeah.
He jumped it right in. I mean, but what can we do? We can't do nothing.
Yeah.
Here you go. I mean, you asked for it. You have to.
He's probably more conscious of that than we would be, you know. 'Cause
Yeah.
you could do the same thing, but you wouldn't think about it really.
Yeah,
probably,
because there's not near as many lefties. So he probably really thinks about it because he's like, man, I got a little edge here.
Yeah.
Because now I'm a righty, and if most people I play are right-handed, so I can't push out, like he did.
This is where you'd want to push out on Jason right here, because he can't reach this.
Yeah. See, like he's looking from here.
Yeah, that's tough.
He's banking it.
Well, I don't know about that. I wouldn't do that.
Yeah, that one ball is really close to the rail. I don't know if he can make this ball without double kissing it. So I don't think
he's almost got to hit the 4. It looks to me like.
Yeah, you can't bank this ball. I'm like, Paul, let's see it from the other end. You closer to the ball. Yeah, that looks almost froze. I think there's no way. I mean, you might be able to, but no way. I'm gonna say there's no way to bank it.
Without kissing it off the 4.
Yeah, I think. Yeah, you might combo the 4 in.
Yeah, that's more what it's set up to do.
Yeah, because I think that's the best angle you can get is maybe cut the 4, and you might not even be able to hit the 4 if you don't double kiss it. I think he was more playing the safe, and I think that ball might have double kissed because the angle of the cue ball come back.
No, it did. You saw how it hesitated, kind of. That was a great shot, though.
Yeah, for sure. Sure.
Definitely had us.
Great shot. Yeah, we were stumped over there. We're like, it don't go. But
you're from Kentucky. To fool a guy from Kentucky on a bank shot? How's that work? How's that even possible?
Yeah.
Now, but it did double kiss a little bit.
Yeah, that's the only way you can make it. But if we was playing bank pool, we'd have had an argument. I'd have to say, man, that ball double kissed. So he gets out here. He makes a good out here. This could really build some momentum to make a good out like that. Yeah. Bank the ball, cut that ball in, come 3 rails. This could really build something. I mean, you still got to get from the 4 to the 6, which, I mean, shouldn't be no problem. Come below the 4. Are you going to stay above it? I think I might have came below. Would you come below or would you stay above? I think below, because then you can just put a little bit of spin, just come straight up.
Come 2 rails in between the 9 and the 6 or something, isn't he? Yeah, the
I
below's
like-
is a little bit better. 'cause
I
you
like
go
shooting,
through.
the 6 past the 9 on the
Sure.
side.
He's going to go 2 rails in between them.
He's going to play it on the other side.
That's a good shot.
So we got the perfect camera angle. How about this? How about the speed? Not bad. Not too shabby. Not too shabby. So Shaw's looking to run a couple here. I mean, he's going to have to keep him in a seat to put some pressure on him.
Yeah.
He's going to have to.
Well, a situation like this, we're going to see who Jason Shaw really is. You know, he's got the ability to come back. Like you said, he's done it a lot.
Yeah.
I mean, we kind of expect to playing these big matches against high-powered players. You know, you're going to get behind. Somebody's going to get behind by a pretty good deficit. There's going to be big swings in games. But 20's a little bit steep. I can see the 10-game swings staying in there, but when they get 20 ahead, you got to do something drastic.
Right. For sure. You're going to have to come back. Look, we got a Moscone jersey in the background back here. The red one, what was that? Last year, 2 years, 3 years? I don't know, 2 or 3 years ago. Maybe. Moscone jersey, which is, this is a good match for Moscone because Shane and Jason played multiple times in Moscone, and they're rivals. They're both getting ready for it, really. It's getting towards the end of the year, getting ready. So I think Shane's really wanting to make a point, too. If he really kills them right here in Moscone, he might change things. I mean, Shaw really might not come out firing against them there. If he beats them by a wide margin. So Shaw really inspecting the rack. He's making sure he gives himself a good one because he doesn't want to slug himself for sure at this point and then sit for another 4 or 5.
Right.
Made both side balls. One got kicked. Cue ball got kicked, but look at the shot on the one. If he has the angle straight in the side, he can fire it in, draw right back, and you can't ask for much better than this.
Right.
Or you can go ahead and shoot it in the corner because then you have an angle to come back for the 2 in the corner. Let's see here. So pretty ideal rack for Shaw. This is really what he wants.
Yeah.
What he needs. It's what he needs, not what he wants.
He's got to get that momentum going.
Got to get going.
One game at a time.
And he's the type, if his momentum gets going, his style, he really gets going. Because he's faster pace, and, he won't miss nothing. His cue ball's not going to be great, but he's not going to miss. So 46-28, Shane. So see if he can keep up the same break.
Yeah.
I mean, the last break was perfect. What he won.
Man, look
Perfect.
how straight that cue went through
Oh,
that ball.
he got
That's
the same kick.
great. Gonna have a shot on the wall.
The 8's lane in the hole, so
Yeah.
that's even better for him.
Looking good.
Oh,
Well run rack by Jason Shaw. Is
yeah.
mounting a little bit of momentum.
Yeah, you could tell he's getting
Whoa.
going.
Oh,
He-
yeah, baby.
He fired that 10 in with some
Yeah,
authority.
authority.
Letting them know I'm not giving up just
That's
yet.
right.
Here
That's what
comes
he-
a 10-pack on
That's
you,
right.
Shane Van Boney. Here it comes. If I could do a Scottish accent, I would,
Yeah.
and say it that way. Here comes your 10-pack, but I got no chance.
Yeah. I don't think I do either.
So I'm going to step out. I'm going to let Jeremy Jones finish the first half here. Thanks, guys. Thanks, CJ.
Thanks, Sky, man. It's
Yeah,
been fun.
yeah, for sure.
I'll meet you back here.
Yeah, I'll be back for
Second.
sure. Second half. Yeah, see you tonight. Enjoy, guys.
All right, 46-29. Jason Shaw racking them up. Got a little bit of a momentum going here. JJ, what's up?
Not much, CJ. How you doing?
Mighty fine, mighty fine. Watching this exhibition by Jason Shaw. I say that.
Well, I mean,
It's been an exhibition by Shane Van Boning, but
well, Jason hadn't played like horrible or anything. I
No.
saw he got a real unlucky scratch on the one ball.
Did
It
you
looked
see
like it
that?
rolled off a little bit.
I think the spin
Took it in a little.
Yeah, it was
Still a weird scratch.
Yeah, it was.
It cost him not only that game, about 4 more after
Yeah.
that to start. So, like Shane, from what I saw, without seeing every game, it looked like Shane really had a chance to get going early, and he
Yeah.
did so.
And Shane was getting a lot of good kisses and all that. You know, it's just there's some momentum stuff going on.
Yeah,
with
the
break.
cue ball looked lost on the break
Yeah.
a couple times, and
Yeah,
it got kissed
and he ended
out.
up getting straight in on the ball that was left on the table. He was making 4 balls every time.
Yeah, and you couldn't, you can't expect him, either one of these guys to do anything but take full advantage of a little bit of a roll here and there.
Yeah.
But Jason, I mean, he's hanging tough. I mean, he doesn't, I don't think he's out of it. And partly I think that, look how much he got out of that, but partly that is because when I watch him, it doesn't appear to me that he thinks he's out of it either.
No, he's a renowned comeback player.
Right.
It's just there's a you don't want to get too far behind.
Yeah.
With Shane.
Well, just like a match here against Shane we had in Dallas with Shane, Shane fell so far behind.
Yeah.
After the first session, and then he played he was just played incredible the second session, but it didn't matter. I mean, just he barbecued Shane the second day, but it just didn't matter.
Statistically, it's hard to, a 20-game deficit is just hard to overcome.
Right. I was watching the golf today, and I don't know I know you're a golfer at one time. I'm not sure how much you kept up with it, but the FedEx Cup.
Yeah.
Well, they've changed it this time to where whoever's number one in the points going into the last tournament next week starts the tournament 10 under. So the top 30, right, go to the Tour Championship. And the reason why I'm bringing this up is because you said 20 games is hard to overcome.
Yeah.
Well, depending on your placement, the top 30, you'll have anywhere from no advantage to a 10-stroke advantage, depending on what ranking you are going into the last. So number one in the ranking starts out 10 under. Number two starts out 8 under. Number three starts out 7 under, and so on and so on. Where the last 6 or something on the money list, oh, no luck. The last 6 on the money list are going to have to start out the tournament just like normal, even par.
Yeah.
So they're pretty different format.
Yeah, I've never heard of that.
Yeah, I haven't either, but it'll be kind of neat to see.
You got to give the best player weight.
Yeah, well, they're trying to make it worth it to gain those points, I guess, throughout the entire year. But back to the pool, but as you said about real hard to overcome 20 games, it made me think of trying to overcome 10 strokes, for some of those guys. But Jason made a real nice bank and didn't come away with a shot, and now has left a shot.
Those are the games that really Jason just has to start capitalizing on. He got a bad roll. He made a good shot. That 9 didn't have to tie that ball up, did it?
No, when he shot the 1, he was almost straight. He went to the rail trying to bounce out, and he just couldn't believe he got that much on it to get all the way across the table. And the score will show you also that, he got a little funny here. He's going to have to float this.
Side.
Yeah, probably. And it's one that you want to shoot and draw to the side rail when you're really feeling good. You don't want to really roll it, but it does make it a hair missable. You can see that the score will tell you how much time at the table the difference there is, and it's been a bit, and I'll tell you what, it looks like it's just making Shane stronger and stronger. We'll have a 30-minute intermission after that 16 games from the start of day 2. So if Shane gets to 49 or Jason getting to 37, whichever comes first.
Have you seen the stats?
Yeah, the stats have been pretty impressive overall.
888 with Jason. He's dropped into 900. 939. We've been watching this
From the overhead?
From the overhead. It's amazing how straight his stick goes through that ball. It's like a machine.
Yeah, and this rack really shows you how well it's hit over and over and over. Just as soon as we bring that up, get a drive. Oh, no. 4-railer leaked in at the end there.
He always makes one.
Yeah, it looked like he took a little off there or something, a little different. So he'll bank the 1 down table and try and most likely guide the cue ball behind the 9.
Yeah. Got a wall of balls down there to
he
get behind.
sure does. And
5-8-4.
it looks like the way it lays is the speed's not hard to judge either, coming right back behind the 9. It's like to me he's going to be real accurate just the way it lays. All right, a little high, which is surprising, but still a big favorite. And the call shot rules, to me, they're not my favorite, just because of
Makes safeties
more
powerful.
value. Yeah. And it's, they understand the call shot. Players feel like luck's supposed to be eliminated some, but I think more luck happens off of misses more than lucking balls in for these guys. But I think the safety's so powerful in one foul that a guy should be able to kick to the rail and really get fortunate, I think. And also it makes the players shoot a little more offensive, which I like, because there isn't so much value in the safety. I got a lot on that. Still going to give up a pretty easy shot for Shane. From what I've seen, he's hitting the pocket just about as well as he did yesterday, if not better.
Yeah. Same player. It's a dead stroke.
And really has, Shane, I believe it was the Diamond Pro 9, the Diamond Pro 9 ball. He's going to get away with it. And this is what I was talking about. There's much more of that than there is lucking the ball in.
Boy, that's cold.
Yeah. Okay, I think he called the 8.
Yeah, he did. He didn't have much.
No, he was in
He
trouble.
couldn't even hardly get safe off that.
What I was going to say is for Shane, he's used to those constant results in the tournaments, and don't get me wrong, tournaments are getting tougher and tougher every day, but he had a 4th place finish in the Diamond 9 ball last month, but really hasn't had the results here in the last 8 or 10 months that you're used to seeing, and that goes a long ways for those other players we were talking about that are also so incredible. But this might really do well for him, this race to 100. Get himself stretched out a little bit, because that's normally kind of how he wins tournaments too. It's not like he really plays. He's a percentage player, but he kind of takes over those races to 11 as well.
Yeah.
Runs 5, 6 racks, 7 racks. Yeah, you're playing good too, though. Jason just commenting that, Moore could have went his way a little bit at times, but also Shane's playing real well also. So that combination.
That's right here, man. Getting on that.
Yeah, that combination too.
Yeah.
That 10-ball combination that seems to start for Shane every rack.
Yeah, makes me want to play somebody with Shane breaking for me.
Yeah.
That'd be fun. He's got the speed down so well.
Yeah, really, everything's gelling, as you might say.
Yeah.
It's a 6 past the 7. We'll know about that here in a moment. Otherwise, he may have to come 2 rails or pull the ball back for the 6 on the side. Okay, he's gone twice. And that's the speed he has down pretty well also. It's just the table itself, not only the break, but just the table itself. That was an interesting shot. Just because if he doesn't get there, it could be a little problem. But he could have laid on that other side of the 7 and not really had too many problems. But
Well, that's our halftime number, 49-29.
yeah, that's our 16 game mark.
Going to take, what, a 30-minute intermission? Or?
Yeah, I think we're gonna leave the stream going. Of course, not the mics with us in it. We won't be in the booth. We'll get that little break as well. But it'll be a 30-minute break. Everybody kind of freshen up and get ready for this last half of day 2.
I think I'll be taking a break. Billy and Cardona will be in the booth next. I think.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
All right.
All right.
Thanks, CJ, and we'll get you later.
We'll call that.
don't have time. He said I got one chance. Break the ball. Break the ball. Hey, fuck you played that. Where are you going with the panel at? Jason, what you say? I was or what? You didn't get people. Whatever y'all say. It don't matter. I am the ref. I am the ref. Yeah, sure not.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we're back off the intermission there with Shane Van Boening scratching on the opening break of what you might say the second half of day two. Jeremy Jones, MMP, Money Match Promotions, Rackham TV, coming to you live from Pockets Billiards in Euless, Texas, a suburb of Dallas, Fort Worth area, and special guest again, Billy Incardona. Hey, Billy, how you doing?
Doing really great. Thanks a lot, Jeremy. Getting back to the match, that's the first time I've seen Van Boening scratch in a pocket. I mean, straight in a pocket.
Right.
Since I've been watching.
Not getting kissed around or something, just something that was his fault. More or less his fault. I mean, it's hard to really figure that scratch up in the corner. It's when you dodge the side pockets, I think, is you kind of figure there's a little luck involved. But again, not saying it's difficult with ball in hand, but they're not wide open like they've been when he doesn't scratch on the break and he runs a lot of racks. So he's got a little bit of work here on the 2-2. I don't think it's going to be a 2-10. I think he'll play short side on the 2. You've been here. You watched pretty much all last night, I think, and then you watched most of the day. And I think Shane is hitting the pocket just as well as he was yesterday, it seems like.
Evidently, because he's really lengthened his lead quite considerably here in day two. Now he leads by 20 games. I mean, that's unreal to beat a player 20 games.
Well, that's just, I think we had talked about a prop yesterday. I brought up, I think 10 games is okay. I think there's going to be a 10-game lead sometimes with these guys just because of how devastating they can be when they get their turn at the table. But 20 games, you could never imagine that.
No, I mean, that's really unbelievable. This guy here is such a great player.
Yeah, and I think Jason showed a lot of heart because, it wasn't in a whining manner or a complaining manner. It was just kind of in a fact manner on the break that he and I discussed. He really hasn't gotten many rolls either, and Shane's playing so well. Kind of hard to predict that in both combinations. Because they played, 70 games almost? 80 games? I think Jason's really showed a lot of heart, really, considering. I mean, don't get me wrong, there's a few shots he'd like to have back.
Wouldn't we all?
Yeah, but all things considered, what Shane's done to him and what it looks like Shane's going to continue to do, meaning there's a lot of you would think he's just free rolling down 20, but I mean, if he makes a few mistakes here, he could get beat by like 50, 40 or something like that, the amount of racks that Shane's running.
And with that in mind, like you said, he's really showed a lot of heart.
Right.
I mean, he certainly doesn't want to be beaten like this.
Yeah, something to remember for the ages, probably. Something that's not going to be forgotten for a long time. And not just by him, by a lot of people.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you what, he really did well in this rack here. It was a fairly difficult rack. He's behind by 20 games, but running out nicely in the first game of the second half of the day.
Yeah, pretty incredible. Just like, the 1 to the 2, right?
Right.
He knew he was probably going the backside of that ball all along, but he studied it. He's not playing like a 20-game deficit situation, right?
Oh, he hasn't given up. There's no question about that.
Right.
I mean, you don't play as well as this guy plays and give up. You just don't. I mean, there's a lot of pride out there for him. He's going to have to make a good showing in the second half of today. And he started off with a good ball in hand there, and he made a nice out. So let's see what he does here.
Yeah, and he's got we're going to 66 today, I believe. So, if he can think about 66 to somewhere in the mid-50s, that would be a pretty good second half of day 2 and really make it to where day 3 looks, he could get really motivated, right?
That would be really great if he could end up with 54, 55 games to 66, only down by
break
11.
the 50s even. 52, 53, you could see, You know, I relate it to a golfer that's behind going into like stuff like this though. He hasn't got any of those breaks at all. It doesn't seem like.
And you got to push for a jump.
Well, he's going to take the jump right now.
Yeah.
I don't think he's going to push for it just because he won't get it back.
Yeah. And I noticed that he's breaking him with more velocity than he had yesterday.
Well, we'll see here. And the problem here is he's got to put a little more steam because he's got to get over 2 balls. Even though they're close together, you don't want to take a chance of catching one of them, so you put a little extra on that. You put a little extra on it there, Billy, and he hit it sweet.
Well, if you get over the head ball, the 10 ball that is, you figure to get over the second ball.
Right.
So you need to get airborne quickly. But he had the advantage of shooting off the rail there, so give him a little more ability to elevate.
Yeah, and even though Jason is he's going to need a kiss here. That's nice. Okay. Even though he's more of a not as powerful hitter of the ball normally versus like Shane. Shane will power up a little bit more.
Yeah.
But when Jason needs power, he has it. But he's more of a fluid kind of swing player, more so where Shane attacks the cue ball a little bit more, you might say.
He's going to end up a little longer on the 6 than he wants because of the angle that he has on the 3 here.
He's real good at that shot, though, kind of like bending the cue ball into that object ball where he can stay a little tidier and not lose it quite as long. Good for him here, though. The 7's real handy. You could see at the 7 we're in a few places. Now things become a little more difficult on that 6.
Now, he could play either side of the 8 here. So I'm just thinking that maybe he'll just...
Well, I'll tell you one thing. It's hard to get a pool table perfect. It's just how it is. But he had a couple that appeared to roll off a little bit, and that was just today. So I think he'll lean towards hitting the ball a little harder at times when he has a choice. But that right there is what he's got to do. He's got to put some games together whenever he wins one.
And I think it's really important for him to do it quickly, too, to give him some, momentum and confidence. And, and Shane, when he comes to the table, if he's able to put a barrage on Shane right now, like win 4 or 5 games in a row, when Shane comes to the table,
well,
there's a chance he might not be playing as well.
Well, yeah, and just the little bit of rolls here and there may change. We see that a lot of times, guys get out to a lead in regular tournament matches, races to 100, you don't see those every day, but and when the player that's behind sticks to it and just wait for that opportunity, it seems to me the roles change a little bit towards the end of the match, and I saw it a lot this last month working some of these tournaments that in alternate break format too, some 4-0, 5-0 leads that were like races to 9 were overcome. So certainly here with the winter break format, Jason can get going.
Oh, he was evidence yesterday when he won 5-6 in a row about being down 12-7, tied it up 12 apiece. So he could win 5 or 6 in a row for sure. Then he's already won 2. This is the 3rd game of the second half of the match here today.
Yeah, and Jason, who's had some big comebacks in these formats. Oh, look at that. Just how perfect is that?
The table's leaking.
Yeah. It's got a big leak, it seems like, huh? And a couple of them just kind of drop simultaneously, too. It's cool. But Jason, what I was getting at, he's been known in regular tournaments to have some really big comebacks in big situations. And also a couple times in this race to 100 format, he's done the same. So nothing would shock, really.
Yeah, and he wants to stay on the inside of the 4 so he can swing 2 cushions around the 8 for the 6. And that's the angle that he has ended up with.
Yeah, and this shot here, you always want to get to the 3rd rail, but sometimes on this newer felt, I really try to float into position a little bit. Like I don't want to catch the 3rd rail heavy because it can really get away from you on this thick, not thick, but slick felt.
That's exactly what he did. He hit it with the speed exactly like you mentioned. You want to come off that 3rd rail not too hard.
Right. A lot of people try to use that as a, on a worn-in table, you can use that third rail as like a kill of the cue ball a little bit more. It can really absorb the cue ball and the speed of the cue ball, but this newer felt, you got to stay away from that.
He doesn't want to end up straight here.
Well, he did end up pretty flat.
Yeah, that's the problem with that shot. I'm sure he must have been aware of that. He figures he hit this pretty good because he's such a great shot maker. He's going to get a real good view of it, too.
Yeah, and this is more of a high ball. A lot of times the players want to shoot that money ball and really swing the cue ball 2 rails, but okay, got it down.
That's 3 in a row.
Yeah. And that's off a scratch on the break in the opening break of this second half.
I think the largest lead, correct me if I'm wrong, it was 21 games.
I believe so. I mean, I was watching it, that's for sure. I was on the backside of the score there from the stands, though, so I knew it was a big number, but I'm not sure what the largest was.
Well, it looks like I think it was 21, maybe 22, I'm not sure. But right now it's only 17.
Yeah,
so he's gotten 4 or 5 games back off that the largest lead. So.
Well, we'll go over a few sponsors here while Jason's racking the balls. Omega Billiards, of course, and Acme Cases, Diamond Billiard Supply, Outsville, and Chris Renfro, Great White Chalk, John Eagle Honda of Dallas, OBQs of also Dallas, Roberto Franco Qs, Waxahachie Nissan, Level 2 Billiards, DFW 9-Ball Tour, James Hanshoe with the James Hanshoe Jump Cues out of Waco, Texas, the Moscone Cup 2019, Money Match Promotions bringing you this along with Rackham TV. I'm Jeremy Jones with Billy and Cardona. We're here in the latter half of day 2, Billy, and starting to change a little bit.
Yeah, this is starting to get a little more interesting. Let's see if he can sustain this and continue on. He's got to pin him with a little, but he's noticed that one ball. It also goes down toward that pocket.
Oh yeah, this break, if you're hitting them well, it reflects the angle that you bring the cue ball in on.
Oh, looks like he's got a pocket.
Yeah, and he's got an open 2 ball to both pockets and a 3 that's very available. So the first 3 are not tough at all.
Looks like he fell nicely for the 2.
It's just from the 5 to the 7, I think.
5 to the 6.
Oh yeah, I didn't see the 6 there for a second. All right, so the 6 leads to the 7, so should cut this down again, even though can't take it for granted.
No, you can't take it for granted. And he's the type of a player that doesn't take much for granted.
No.
As you mentioned, the first time he came to the table, he knew he was going to play the 2 at the other end of the table, but he took his time, he thought it over,
yeah.
and made sure that even though it may have been simple to do that, he made sure he didn't make any unforeseen errors there.
Yeah, and he probably, at the intermission, who else better than himself to have a talking to about on what it's going to take to come back in this match, and it's going to be probably Jason trying to play Jason's best game. He's got to ignore Shane at this point.
He definitely wants to make this match respectable. There's no question. Being down 21 games, and it was something that he really didn't like.
I think I cheat the pocket here. I don't want to draw back and fall on the rail. I want to go forward and have the side, I think. Yeah, like that. If I draw back right there and I fall on the rail with the 5 kind of pinned a little bit on the side, and I can only go forward on the 4, I could get in trouble. So I like that choice, playing the side pocket on a shot. You don't do it always on. You come back a lot of times.
And evidently he liked it as well, so therefore it was endorsed by 2 strong players.
Yeah, but you could easily get down and not look at that, realizing that, hey, you're probably not going to fall on the rail, but if I do fall on the rail coming backwards, I'm in trouble. So again, Jason really, kind of feel like,
if the 5 was a little more accessible, then you draw back.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, I think so. You avoid the side pocket. You and I discussed the corners and the sides yesterday. That we're both a fan of the corner pockets overall.
Especially when you're a good ball striker like these 2 guys here.
Sure. And you don't have to make funny strokes. Side pocket really promotes funny strokes a lot of times.
Yeah.
In-betweeners, maybe.
The way he hit that 7-ball just then, you know he's feeling a lot better about his game.
Yeah, he moved that ball out a good, almost a diamond and a half on one that was just a centimeter off of being straight in.
That's 4 consecutive games. He's cut the lead down to 16. That's what he needs to do. And you really gotta like the way he's breaking the balls in terms of all the production and the action that he's getting off the break. You know, he's sending a lot of balls toward the pocket. The one ball goes toward the pocket each time he breaks the ball. Looks like he's making at least 1 or 2 balls on the break.
Yeah, he's making those balls behind the one a lot in the side, especially the one he's breaking from the same side. So the 4 railers are staying on track for the most part. Getting a few kisses, but that one ball's coming to the corner, just like Shane's. But we talked about it yesterday with the template, especially. You don't have to have Shane's break. Now it's the same kind of formula, same along the line, same thing. But it doesn't have to be so devastating like Shane's when you're using the template, especially when you're these great players. If he's got to run 1 extra ball than Shane, that's not that big of a deal as long as he's getting a good starter.
What does the template actually do to the break? Why does it give you a better break than a rack?
Well, it just freezes all the balls. I mean, that's just all there is to it. Okay. It's very difficult, manually to get all the balls froze, without tapping them in. Okay, he hit those off. Now, we talked about this in many tournaments. When you break from, say he broke from his right there, and you cross the one over and hit it on its left, okay? That's when the balls don't go where they're supposed to go, especially if you hit the lighter speed. If you hit the harder speed and you cross them over, you still got a chance for the balls to go in. It happens more often, basically. Like they talk about hitting a one on the Brooklyn side, playing 9-ball, right? It's the same thing. So coming across the one. Okay, but guess what? Shane doesn't have to roll out, but he does have to play a safety, and he's scratched on that safety. Okay. Oh, window. I'm looking right down at it. There's something there.
Oh, boy, there is. He's going to have to elevate here.
I think
he can't go forward.
I think just a little left English.
Maybe he can go forward with a high ball.
Yeah, that's what I think so. Main thing here is I'm not sure I like elevating. I'd like to make sure I make the one, and even if I don't gather position on the 2, I want to guarantee control here. I hate to elevate on this one, trying to draw it.
Well, what's happening is I think he has to mass
curve
it
a little bit. Yeah, curve it a little bit. Oh, he got a lot out of it. Is the cue ball going to do anything nice for him? No, it doesn't appear so.
If it was marginal whether he could make it or not, then that's the reason he elevated, so he can get that little curve, like he said. Had he had a better look at it, then he would have went with a high ball.
Shane's just going to come 2 rails between the 4-5. Ooh,
wow.
Man, he really got close to that 5
That was almost a disaster there.
He got a little thinner there than he really wanted. Shouldn't be a problem, especially on the new felt. You can really make it kind of draw nicely from the thinner angles.
Watch out. Watch out. That's not where he wanted to be.
I'm really surprised he didn't let that one go a little bit more and take the cut. Or was he trying to bump it? Was he maybe trying to just bump it ever so slightly?
It's possible.
Watch out, side pocket off the 7. Wow.
Watch out.
You got there.
There you got it. You can actually feel the speed of that shot when he cut that 4 in.
Oh,
he knew pretty much where that cue ball was going to end up was in a couple inches.
Yeah, I think the line was more of a problem than the speed because tell people, oh my, he mishit that ball though.
Oh, it looked like he miscued or something there.
Well, he hit the 6 to the wrong side of the pocket for sure if you're trying to come to this end rail.
He didn't cut it.
Yeah, he didn't cut it as right. So kind of here we go. I mean, I would roll this to the other side if it was available myself, and instead of punching into position. But Jason plays a little bit more of that punch than. But it's a real clean one, though. He doesn't like overhit the ball very much.
Well, I think it's easier to gauge the speed of the shot when you punch it like that. You know you're going to get 5 or 6 inches or whatever. And you're going to have less skits too, by the way. You know what I'm saying?
You think so? I think a punching stroke creates more skids myself.
Really?
Oh yeah. A flat cue ball.
Well,
I think a flat cue ball creates more skids.
You get that separation much quicker. You know, doesn't have time to stick on the object ball.
Yeah. I don't know how much difference on those separations there are. Maybe they're more than I think. I've never really thought about it that way, to be honest with you, Billy. I just see a flat cue ball is very grabby. Just like balls that bobble in the pocket. They're not balls that are rotating. You know, the ones that really bobble are the object balls that are kind of flat and not turning end over end. And whenever the only way you can make an object ball like a knuckleball, like really like this instead of rotating, is send the cue ball at it like that with certain speed. So, but everybody likes different shots. It's kind of like what you prefer. It's just there's not really a total right and wrong. There's opinions on what is better, of course, but I mean, like Earl Strickland, right? A high spin player, right?
Yeah.
Like very much side spin, doesn't mind it one bit, and that's not something you might promote to everyone.
No.
But meanwhile, he's maybe
Yeah.
besides, you know, Shane's in that argument now, of course, that the greatest 9-ball players are rotation players ever. But Earl certainly is in there as well. I don't know who your top 5 might be. Probably Buddy, Siegel, maybe. Efren. You know, there's a lot, though. Johnny. I mean, Johnny for 15 years was so dominant.
Yeah.
Maybe even longer dominant than Shane has been so far. Really, Shane got kind of dominant, 2007? He started really doing it. Oh, he hit those a hair.
No.
Much different. He's kind of taken off of him and started mishitting him a little bit. Yeah, he needs to go ahead and let it go a little bit.
And he's got a bad angle on the 1 here to get back down table for the 2. This is going to be really an iffy shot here.
Well, he's such a good ball pocketer that, you know.
I'm kind of curious to see how he plays
3 rails
this shot.
at him, right? 3 rails at the 10.
This is a really difficult shot if he wants to go around the 4.
Yeah, low inside, I think. And watch, whenever he comes into this 10 or 3 or 6, it won't be super hard. It'll be a little more controlled than you think. I'm guessing, anyways.
Wow.
See how he comes into it lightly?
He hit it like the pro that he is. Oh, did he get? Unfortunately, he didn't get the roll that he needed.
No, that ball kind of shortened up more than I thought it would. Off that 3rd rail, it didn't really spread.
He's actually going to try to jump over the 3 here. Look how close the cue ball is to the 3.
Oh, that's nothing for these days. That's nothing right there. Now, this one here, again, he'll go over both pretty easily if he gets over the first, but yeah, this isn't difficult for the guys these days. Now, making it, you know, of course, but the getting over it part's not very hard. Like probably 7 to 5 underdog, maybe. To make it. I mean,
I don't have a clue about this shot.
I would take $1.40, I think. Speaking of which, to start this match, Shane was a 2-game favorite and $1.30 on the money line. The total was 192 total games between the 2 players. A lot still going on with that, believe it or not. This comeback. Oh wow, that one jumped easy.
Wow. Yeah. He got lazy there, didn't he?
Yeah, he could have come to the other side of the table and shot the 2 and just nipped up the side rail and got, for sure, better position. Looks like the rails have started to bite a little bit more.
Going from the 7 to the 8 may be a problem here. He's got to get good on the 7.
Yeah, he's got a choice. He can pull it up the rail. He's got to be fairly precise with that. Doesn't want to get too thin on the 6. That looks really nice, actually.
He's got that slight angle where he cuts the 6 to the left. Then they went close enough to the 7 and fairly straight.
Got a little bounce.
A little funny. It's a little funny here.
Yeah, he's going to have to apply the inside English, I believe, just a touch. That's where he's really used to this newer felt, the fall of the ball a little bit, how it kind of doesn't quite bounce off the side rail as much as you think it would on like a broken table. And this is probably the scary part of the thing for Jason is, all right, I did that work to get quite a few games, whatever, 5 in a row or 6 in a row, and now he wins one game, and what's he going to do to me behind it?
Yeah, and the way he breaks the balls, you know, I mean, this guy here is so dangerous. I don't know what's going to happen, but if Jason Shaw ends up winning this race to 100, being down 21 games against this this guy, then he's going to have to play perfect pool and get some rules on top of it.
Well, he was down to 888, and he had raised it up now to 917. Get a quick look at that. You could see before, but we'll go back to the break now. But we'll give you those stats here shortly. But Shane playing at 935. Okay, cue ball got a kiss. What's the 5 going to do?
It's going to end up with no shot here.
Well, he's going to bury that. He's going to shoot at that. Doesn't have a straight in, but he's shooting the 1-5, I believe.
He's elevating over the 10.
Yeah, I mean, there's options, I guess. But the mentality, so...
I kind of like crossing the 1 here. Because the 2's close to the pocket. If you happen to make it, you're going to leave the cue ball long.
I think the 4 might be in the way of the cross corner. It's close, though. I'll tell you that, Billy. It is close. It's just, I'd be real surprised if he didn't shoot at this combination. Just knowing Shane, it's almost like when he rolls out, I talk about it, that he rolls out more difficult than anybody. He doesn't roll out like most of us whenever we're in a bad situation. We want to tie something up or, lengthen the game. He rolls out difficult execution and bet you can't do it before he can, or you can't do it as well if you pass it.
He's crossing it.
Oh, yes? Well, it must go then.
Well, no, he's got to shoot dead over the 6 here. And shooting this type of a shot with the distance it carries, you got to hit the cue ball absolutely perfectly.
Okay, well, this, for instance, might be a spot he would roll out to you on if he was hooked. Like maybe even a hair tougher than this, but he would roll out to a spot like this in a big situation in tournament play to win the tournament, betting that, hoping you give it back because he wants to execute on it.
Well, he's got to execute this one. This is a very demanding shot.
Well, I want to bet on him, I think.
Oh, my.
Yeah.
How good a hit ball is it? I don't know if it's my age or what, but
I don't know what you're going to
I
say.
thought that was just a great shot.
No, that was a fabulous shot. Okay. Uh-oh. Watch out. Big trouble. Yeah.
Well, that's 2 mistakes he's made his 3 appearances at the table.
And he got one game here in the second half of day 2. It was at 49-29 to start this session here. And he could have used a little bit more out of that, but I think he'll probably hold right there.
He's going down table, looks like.
Okay, he did get thinner. Sometimes it's hard to tell on the camera. He's going to have to shoot the 10 from a little. Oh, that's okay. Looks to me the table plays nice as far as the speed. It's not too fast.
I noticed the same thing.
I'll tell you that, and I like that speed as far as not only to play on, but to watch these guys. They get to let their stroke out a little bit more on things.
Yeah, I agree.
Certain shots, holding the cue ball, comes up a little more, maybe some banks that they wouldn't normally shoot at because the table's so fast. But yeah, I like what the speed looks like.
Let me ask you a question about this format here, Race to 100. Are you a fan of Race to 100?
Well, to be honest with you, the format I like the most, if they want that much pool, is something like 3 out of 5 sets or 2 out of 3 sets that are shorter races. Just because sometimes, you know, we always want to see a big comeback. That's always great, but more often than not, a big comeback is so great because it doesn't happen that often. So when that 20-game lead does happen, sometimes it can be a little bit, I mean, don't get me wrong, to keep that 20-game lead, you're going to have to still see, Shane's still going to have to play great. So you're going to see great pool. But sometimes it can get a little one-sided.
Yeah.
So
I don't like Race to 100 at all.
Yeah.
Not at all. It's like watching grass grow. It really, I mean, it's
well,
not,
that's another reason why
it's not exciting.
The excitement. Well, you got to be a pool fan.
Unless you want to catch it on day 3.
Yeah, and you know, as far as that part of it, but I mean,
I love. Come on.
Well, yeah, I mean, I do love watching them play. Though I tell you, it gets me in stroke. I tell you, it helps my game watching these guys play. I should do more of it.
Yeah, but you can also watch them play with shorter races too if you play enough races.
No, and I want that too. Yeah, I think it's a little better for a number of reasons. You keep, you know, of course, the interest. Not only for the players to stay interested. You know, that's what's one thing impressive about Jason here. I mean, there has been no give up. There shouldn't be any, but I mean, it's easy to do. But yeah, if you're playing like 3 out of 5 races to 21 or something like that, I think it's a hair better.
I kind of like shorter races.
And
more sets.
More of them. Yeah, well, I think eventually the pro format and pro tournaments is going to be something like races to 5. That's a nice shot there. Races to 5 or 6, 2 out of 3 sets each match, something like that.
I really like that.
Yeah, I think that's going to be when the game really, it's on its way too, as far as the game getting better in the pro scene. But I think, you know, everybody always argues about format, and I'm not a big deal about format. I mean, I think it does make a difference, but I think the eventual one's going to be something like that. Shorter races, and almost like it's hill immediately.
This is where he would like to end up on the 6, where the cue ball is now. I think a little more to the left. He doesn't want to end up straight on the 6.
Does the 7 go in the lower right?
I think the 7 goes over there.
Yeah.
So where the cue ball is now, a little more to the left, that's where he wants to end up for the 6.
Yeah, but the thing about the 7 playing it in that corner where he's standing is, I think it does go, but I don't think there's like a big cherry zone to fall on where it goes, especially trying to get the cue ball back up table. He could easily overrun and hook himself. So I was wondering if the 9 went there, I think he would just play underneath the 7. I really do. But with the 9 being there, okay, he's going to try and get there. With the 9 being there, he's probably got to play this coming across. But you can kind of see the 7 and 10 are close, and they're very even as far as what is that, a little over a diamond up the table. Yeah, it's too
No,
much.
he
See,
fell too far underneath it.
and I think it just required a really accurate hit first off.
He
And
let up on his stroke there.
yeah,
You know, he tried to play too precise on that shot. Maybe he had to.
that's what I'm saying.
Oh,
I think
yeah.
there was only about a 10-inch area right
Yeah.
over there. He was trying to gain 2 cushions also, I think, maybe, I don't know, and bounce back into it. I'm not sure about that, but
It's quite possible he really wasn't prepared to shoot that shot, because when you let up on your stroke and the cue ball gets away from it like that, that's an indication that you really didn't prepare yourself to shoot that shot, especially when you're an upper echelon player.
right.
You know?
And I wouldn't even minded him. I think it was so tight, I wouldn't even minded him going into the 7-10 right there
Yeah,
and
that's
taking
another
a
option,
chance,
yeah.
you know. Just because, I mean, there was a chance of getting snookered, but, I mean, it wasn't a whole lot.
He's better off kicking here.
Yeah, that's what he's doing.
And even if he could see the outside of the 7,
Yeah.
he's still better off kicking, because he got a better chance of walking away from the table in not too bad a shape.
Yeah, and there's a lot of good ways he could come across this ball and things go good for him. I mean, if he plays like a medium speed, he could get the 7 to the back rail, cue ball behind the 10, he can go off the 7 up by the 8 with the cue ball. There's all, and the 7s kind of stay there. I think there's like this shot here is the one I was talking about
That
right
is
here.
really nice.
Yeah, and I know
Really
he's,
nice.
yeah, he's giving up a shot, but that's all you can do.
Well, this is not an easy shot, but then again, look who's at the table.
Yeah.
Right.
And this is where I'm talking about as far as Shane. He'll normally put a little more on a shot like this, where a lot of guys would hit this a hair easier. He'll take a more chance with the cue ball and hit this a little harder.
Watch the side. Oh.
Yeah.
And let me ask you a question. We were talking about this yesterday. That particular shot, does the length of the cue help you with that particular type of a shot?
Hold the line on the cue
Yeah.
ball. Yeah, I guess it's like this, and I'm not sure. I gotta do the math on that one too, or ask somebody that can do the math. But if your stroke is straight, yeah, I think it helps a straight stroke. But I'm not so sure it helps straighten your stroke. I think there's not going to be enough weight. Like it could, you know, I think if you miss hit the cue ball with a big cue, it could be a worse miss hit than with a lighter cue or less cue. So, but if the stroke is straight, I think, yeah, the more weight helps, of course.
Okay.
Yeah.
Did you notice that he took the extension off the cue when he shot that shot?
Really?
Yeah.
Well, there must be maybe the speed he doesn't like. Maybe that's it. Because I've seen Shane, a lot of variables when it comes to that extension in his cues. As far as, all right, I gotta move the score here. As far as when he takes it off, if he plays the match with it, like he has his own system or theory on things. Like, with the bar table, he'll take it off and he'll play without it. And then when a certain shot comes up on the bar table, he might put it back on. So.
And it's very difficult to argue, when he makes a decision on the pool table. It's very, very difficult to argue against him.
Well, yeah, I can tell you one thing about it. It's not a decision that hasn't had a bunch of hours of practice to determine that decision. It's not like a quick decision, that's for sure.
Yeah. And
Now, one thing about Shane that, I did a few of his matches years ago on these long races, and, he plays great on anything, but I think they're playing on a standard diamond here, and he was devastating back then, the guys he played, when he played on the standard diamond. When they put the tighter top on there a little bit, he looked a hair more human-like, which I guess most will, but for me, just thinking mathematically when it comes to his break, I would have to play him on a tighter table myself to feel like I have any chance.
oh, yeah, absolutely. You want to slow him down.
Yeah, you got to get, and maybe even get in his head a little bit.
Yeah.
I mean, you got to believe he's one of the strongest-minded players, but still, you got to think of something. This is a serious situation for Shane as far as I saw him on the timeout. He was outside to himself, seemed like he was concentrating, thinking about, just how he wants to keep playing like he's been playing. He gets those crazy eyes sometimes too, Did you see him right there after he shot that dime ball and he was watching the cue ball? Like Earl, almost. See from the overhead here on the break, and watch the cue stick. It goes up past the third diamond on the extension through the break and almost near the side pocket, or the middle of the table rather.
How do you like your chances with the Moscone Cup this year?
Well, we love it. I love our chances, yeah. I mean, it's it's not going to be easy, of course. Just like last year, one thing that I loved about last year's win was because it was with some stellar play. It wasn't like the Euros played bad or anything. Like we overcame what they were doing as well. And speaking of overcoming, I don't know if this is going to need a lot to overcome this break, I tell you. That being Jason Shaw. But just the way it went down, it got the lead on the last day. Sky won that big match to get us on the heel. Then we lost 3 in a row, I believe it was, or something like that. Cut it to 10-9. And then, of course, the man on your screen who made one heck of a combination to win the cup. I'm sure you've seen it.
He took the extension off his cue again.
Well, this is the jump cue. So he's been jumping with his break cue on certain jump shots. May have gotten partially snookered at getting at the 3. It's close, but he's definitely got a rail first, and I think he can actually get at it. Oh, he's playing rail first. Like that shot, for instance, really showed Shane's technique a lot, how much different it is at times than others. On certain shots, like you see that rail first, how he kind of hit the cue ball. He's much more of a hitter of the cue ball than like going all the way through the cue ball with the stroke. Certain shots he does, but he kind of stops at the cue ball and uses a little more power. Very unique style, really, especially to have such the best in the world, maybe. But he's a hard guy to duplicate. You'll see, like Jason's much more of somebody that goes through the cue ball with the cue stick. Much more of something you might teach. Great shot there.
Yeah, he's clearly one of the best players I've ever watched play. Handball.
Oh, yeah. Well, there's been, you were there around a lot of greats all the way back to like Johnson City. You were at some of the Johnson Cities too, right, Billy?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So I've heard that from guys from your era as well. Many of them saying that Shane is actually the greatest they've ever seen play rotation. DiLiberto told me that. Trying to think. I know there's been at least 2 others.
Well, the best players back then were like Eddie Kelly, of course, Luther Lassiter, Harold Worth, arguably one of the greatest quotation players ever.
That's who Red told me was the greatest. Harold Worth was the best player, is what he told me. But
Who told you that?
Jersey Red told me that. Yeah.
Jersey Red, has he seen this guy play here?
No, of course not. He died back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I don't mean that in a sarcastic way.
Right. But that's, I get it. Well, an awful kiss on the cue ball there. You see Jason has a little bit of an odd shot. The 3's pretty handy, though, so he's got to get down on the 2 ball.
Yeah, and he's got to overcome some obstacles here to get down on the 2.
Yeah.
He would like to draw it in between the 4 and 9, and that's going to require a pretty...
Just one rail between it and take the shot, right? He's lefty. He'll just cue between the 4 and 9 and take a little bit of a cut shot on the 2.
Yeah, he's going to spin it down here.
Yeah, ball in hand, you always set up to be
He's got to get better than that.
That was a lot less than I thought he would go with
he
ball
was
in
afraid
hand.
of that. He wanted to make sure he got that window there.
Yeah, but with
one
ball
of my
in hand,
shots.
I thought he would be a little more aggressive with it myself, but it just kind of surprised me. I thought he was going to pull the trigger with a little more steam, but again, oh my.
Oh, you can't do that. And I was just about to say, when you pocket balls as well as he does, you can afford to do things like he did on the 1. And, put more emphasis on making sure you came up with a shot as opposed to getting closer to the ball.
Right.
So he has that luxury because of his ability to strike balls. But in the meantime, he hit it right into the rail.
Yeah, cost him on that one. And I just, it's almost like this when I tell people, when you're good on a ball, right, when you have good position, is when you take advantage of that and try to play good position on the next ball. Okay, it's whenever you start getting out of line that you have to start simplifying things and trying to recover, right? But with ball in hand tells me I have as good a position as I want because I get to set it where I want. So I should be able to hit that alley coming in there, especially top players, a little more aggressive and get a little closer to that 2 ball. That's just my opinion on that. Like, I think you're supposed to be get after it a little more, unless there's some real danger. But he had a lot.
Yeah, well, that's what it was all about. In other words, what is danger to him?
Yeah, I get it. I get it. That he doesn't feel like that's. Which I agree. I mean, I want to bet on him shooting it. But.
Yeah, right. And he did too.
Yeah. That's what he did. Yeah. He did it. I didn't.
Yeah.
A little off angle here, but probably won't move the ball much.
Yeah, he's going to kick himself, where, after missing that ball, because he like I mentioned before, he's got to play perfect pool. He was playing really great until that shot.
Yeah.
Yeah, you really can't afford to do that against Van Boning, especially when you're looking at this kind of a deficit. But I guess he's human, so what are you going to do?
All right, we're back here now. 18-game lead. You had heard Billy mention earlier that the 21-game lead was the greatest so far. Now, that's what I meant about the off ones. He crossed it over a little bit, but when you hit them harder, you still have a better chance to make the balls. But if you cross it over hitting the ball light like Jason did earlier, you don't make them very often.
No, you really lose a lot of action on the ball when you do that. So, especially like I say, if you don't hit them as hard as this guy hits them.
Yeah, but these are the ones he keeps coming with right here, right? These ones that if he misses, you're not blaming him too much. That's a missable ball, but he just keeps making them.
Yeah.
And again, I don't think he'll slow roll it much. I'm not saying you slow roll this, but a lot of guys hit this a little bit lighter than medium, and where he'll really amp it up a lot of times, and just swish it.
Amazing. But these aren't easy shots this guy's making.
No.
I want to get that straight. These shots he's making, like the one on the 2-ball a couple games ago when he was jacked up over the 6 in the corner pocket. Those shots are difficult shots.
Oh, yeah.
This one here is frozen to the end rail, a good 8 3/4 feet away from the 1-ball.
Yeah, and the one's a diamond and a half out, and only a diamond up. So how thin was that? He just and he hits it pure too. There is no like maybe. When the cue ball hits the object ball, it's like okay, that's in.
And I've always really loved this about his game. He strikes that cue ball so accurately. That's what gives him the ability to pocket ball and control the speed of the cue ball.
Yeah, and under pressure, that's what happens. Even to the great players at times, it's usually a mishit of the cue ball that makes them miss or not draw the position they want. Well, I like what I'm seeing, Shane already only one of 2 players that are already selected for Team USA's 2019 Moscone Cup. Him and Skyler. There were 2 picks from about 4 months ago, I guess. So, and Jason Shaw, who's also trying to make Team Europe again.
Well, I can't imagine him not making team.
Well,
He's a great player.
he is a great.
Isn't that how they select their players? How good are you?
Well, they select 3 off rankings. All right, they have their Euro tour. All right, that goes off rankings, and then they have 2 selections, picks. You might call them.
Which I'm certainly sure that he'll qualify for one of those 2. If he doesn't have the wins.
I'm saying I'm not sure exactly where the numbers are right now. Joshua Filler is, I believe, the only one for Europe that has made the team off points for sure. So we'll have 2 more join him off of points, and then of course 2 picks. So the points will be secured first to see who remains, but you're going to be looking at Filler on the team. Okay, I know Ralph Souquet is highly ranked as far as the Euro points, so you might have a guy like Ralph who's, if you're ranked high enough, you deserve it, first off. All right, but then the situation changes to say, let's say a Kazakis is 3rd ranked, which is very much a possibility. I'm not sure of the exact rankings, but then you have 2 picks, and you have guys like Shaw. You've got Kachi. You've got, who else? Niels, who has been a great Moscone Cup player for Europe. You've got, now remind you that only 2 of these guys will get in there. All right, who else you got that I'm not remembering? You got a couple of the Polish kids. One Polish kid that just won the Diamond 9 ball out there. He played great. You got 5 or 6 of the Polish kids that played real well. You got Fedor Gorsh. You got Ruslan Chernohov from Moscow. I mean, it's a tough 2 picks. It's not like it's easy.
Yeah, but I'm just listening to the names that you're rattling off here. And every name is like an upper echelon player. Every one of them.
Right. And then, and I'm still missing some. You got David Alcaide from Spain, along with Sanchez Ruiz, who are, both the guys are playing great. You got Marco Tutzer, who just won the U.S. Open 10 ball in Vegas last week, beating all these guys in the event while doing so. Which I think actually Marco's from the Netherlands, but now he lives in New Zealand, so he may not count. I think he's actually a New Zealand native resident now. But I mean, it's a long list, somewhat long list when you talk about only picking two.
Well,
but of course,
wow.
Eagle Eye is going to be in the mix as far as the conversation of it. And the one good thing for Europe, and I don't want to talk about too many good things, but I don't want Europe to have too many good rolls, but Filler made it off points, so that helps them as far as not having to use Filler as a pick, because he would have to be seriously considered if he was in that situation as well. So a lot going on for Team Europe.
And you guys really got your work cut out. I tell you that. I'm dizzy with all these names here.
Well, they can't all play. So there you go, Billy. It's kind of like in the tournament, you look at all the names, but you usually don't have to beat them all to win the tournament. Occasionally you do. Let's use this on the score there. 56 now. It's 35. Is that right? Is it 21 again?
Yeah. It's amazing, And that's how big it was, that shot that he missed. He's won off 3 consecutive games.
Yeah, but it almost seems like that's going to happen every time he wins a game, or every other time. That's a lot. And the thing is,
I was making reference to the importance of that 2-ball that he missed.
Right. Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, absolutely. Especially after a ball in hand, mistake like that. Really kind of. He didn't really have like a foot on Shane's throat after that ball in hand by any means, but he would have felt it a little bit with the mistake. Now he gets to get right back up. Okay, so he's got to watch out for. He's definitely going to hit the 9, so he's got to take a chance. That's what I would have been worried about right there. And he's a little unhappy about it because he did. That's what I mean again, though. How many people fire that ball to the side pocket like that? That ball was a diamond and a half out. I mean, I know it was on a nice angle, but off the end rail, you really going to fire that very often?
Well,
most people are trying to get it in and play from there. Is he corner hooked here? Can't quite tell.
Well, he's kicking, so.
Yeah, but if he's corner hooked, he might not be able to kick below the 10.
Yeah, well, looks like he's addressing the table like he is.
Yeah. He called the 10, I think, underneath him. Trying to play with the bottom of the 2 and play the cue ball back on the 10. Oh, he's going to do well. Very well. Like, really well.
Yeah. He's massing it.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be close.
Yeah.
Oh, he really got a lot of bend there. Yeah.
And he's giving up a shot.
I've been watching enough pool on this table here that I don't believe the pockets are really that difficult. I've seen some balls hit not really that poorly, but poorly enough to where they maybe shouldn't have gone.
Kind of missed what you had said there, Billy. Had to get some technical issues.
I just made reference to the toughness of the table. I don't think these pockets are that difficult.
Right,
And
right.
I've seen a lot of balls hit a little roughly, but they still found the pocket.
Well, one thing is we're playing with new felt, of course. I think that's a standard diamond, 4.5-inch pockets. You know, on one thing, especially on the slicker felt, the guys with the better strokes, like they got a little more room for error with the pocket than the guys that don't have as good a stroke. So you'll see these guys sometimes mishit a ball and it'll go in when you might not expect it. But yeah, I think the new felt more than anything. Well, big miss there, Billy. And after the last game was played, I was kind of questioning the score, and we're going to get that address as well. That I thought it was only 55-35, and some people on the internet who are watching had messaged saying the same thing. So we're going to let the play just.
Well, how do you go back?
Well, we're streaming it. Yeah, we're streaming it. So we're going to get some technical on that, and we're going to try and make sure everything's correct.
Hey, Jason. Hey, we're going to get it looked at. We're going to keep the score as it is, rolling like this. It's correct. Yeah, well, I thought it just out of my head, and it's the internet said it's supposed to be like that. So they're going to check the video, I think, and y'all just keep rolling.
Actually, when I looked at the score and I saw it was back up to 20 games, I was saying to myself, wow, you mean to tell me he won that many games that quickly?
I mentioned it to you
Yeah,
at 21. That's whenever I thought that 55 was correct, but 56 was scored up there.
I just took it for granted that the score was right.
Yeah,
you know,
right.
So because
well, of course, yeah, I did too. And well, actually, I thought, well, all right, I missed one. It's back to 56, but I also mentioned it. Back to 21 games. Yeah. I didn't think that was correct at the time, but what we're going to do, ladies and gentlemen, these guys are going to roll on with it, and we're just going to go back and get that looked at to make sure everything's correct. These guys both know that.
So therefore, the score as it reads now is 56-36, but it should be 55-36.
There's a question of that, yeah. It could be.
Or at least there's a lot of people that think it should be 55-36.
Yeah, and I know Renfro's keeping up with it with the stats there, and he's got it at 56 as well, so that could be correct. Okay, that's that one we saw earlier, right? It nicked that same ball the 3-ball did and went to the same. That's how unbelievable it is.
It's amazing that you remember all these
things.
You're really playing good.
Well, it wasn't that long ago. It wasn't like yesterday's play or anything. It wasn't from yesterday or nothing. It was just today. An hour ago,
it's
probably.
Like it's somewhat insignificant.
He's got a little bit of a tricky shot here with the ball a little deep and on the point. Yeah, he's got to make sure he dug on that. Make sure he didn't let up on it to make and run into the 10 with the cue ball. So we have it there at 56-36. Could very well be 55-36, but we'll get that confirmed up just as soon as we can. We don't want to slow the rhythm of these players down, and they both agreed that that's okay.
Well, it's 7-5. It's 7-5, 55-36.
Excuse me. Oh. Oh, you're giving the odds on the correct score.
Yeah.
Man, that's some real old-time stuff right there.
That's based on the information that I got from you.
Well, no, back before technology, they used to bet on what the real score was a lot, huh, Billy? Before the electronic scoring. push a pebble to your side. Well, Jason Shaw to get a quick one down and get on 37. Again, at this rate right now, if the score is correct, and you can't really match him here, I don't think. He needs to win maybe somewhere around, 3-2 would be nice, I think. 2-1's asking a little too much in games overall, but if he can get it somewhere around 3-2, that would be five. That'd be 52-66 to end day 2, and I mean that gives him some hope, right?
How about if he wins 3-2 for the remainder of the match?
He wins the match, right?
What's the score? Well, then figure it out.
Well, I will figure it out if you want.
How many is that? 55.
So he needs 44.
45.
He needs
then
44. So for him to win 2s at a time, that would be 21, and 21 times.
He should have fallen short 3 games.
No.
Or 2 or 3 games.
No, you're incorrect.
Yeah, right.
You're incorrect.
Why?
Well,
56.
All right. He needs
Okay.
44 games, correct?
That's right.
So that's if he wins them 3-2 ratio.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, then you take the 2 that Shane needs that he wins at a time, right? Take 44 divided by 2.
Well, they changed it back to 55, by the way.
They did?
Yeah.
Okay, so
ahead.
I'm going to go ahead and do the same, ladies and gentlemen. But anyway, so now 45 makes it a harder number to figure because it's not even, but we'll just say 45. So that's 22 and a half times. So 22 and a half times 3 is what he would win at, and that would give him somewhere around 68 games to SVB's 45. Watch that kiss on the 7. See it? Boom. See the 3 kiss the 7?
It's 60-40.
Right.
60-40. That would be 97-95. Yeah, he's already there.
Yeah, Shaw would win.
Yeah.
That's how powerful that 3-2 is. It doesn't sound like much, but it really is pretty strong. But if he can just do it, I think for just the end of this day right here, get it at that would be 11 for. So if he could get 3-2, 5.5, somewhere around like 16 games, if he could get 16 games on the board before what you think is going to be SVB ending day 2 on 66, I think that would 53. I mean, that's not bad.
52, 53, yeah.
Yeah, that's doable. I mean, you can win the set from there.
Mm-hmm. But that's how it's got to play, around 3-2 for the rest of the match to win this match.
Right. No,
real close.
he'll be in the 90s. It'll be over that 192 total if that's how it went down from here, 3-2. Which is something that really interests me when I saw the lines. I thought as great as both these guys are, I would have to bet the money line one way if I liked them, I think. Or maybe I laid the 2 games, I guess. Probably the 2 games, I guess. But if I was betting on Shaw, I would have taken the money line instead of the 2 games.
Yeah, what kind of a money line could there be? I mean, if it's only a 2-game spread, racing to 100, what is it, like $1.04?
Right. Well, they had actually made it $1.30.
Well,
so
that's pretty high.
that is pretty high, especially considering the point ratio when you're talking about a race to 100.
I don't like what he did there.
Well, there's nothing wrong with rolling down, but you got to know where you're rolling to. You got to be real detailed. Ball hopped on him a little bit. He's still going to be able to cut it. Big shot here now because I don't think he eases this one. So he's got to pick a path to go below the 10 and back up, I think. I don't want to ease this thin one. Do you, Billy?
No, he's got to hit this with a little bit of speed.
Yeah. Just hit right before that side pocket on the left side of your screen. Oh, he went past it.
That's perfect. Perfecto.
Always reminds me of that shot of those snooker players when they cut one in, they come around to the black. The way the ball floats around it.
Yeah. He hit that like he knew what he was doing.
Oh, yeah.
You know.
Well, I mean, it's not as explosive or maybe not impressive. Maybe, I don't know if impressive is the right word, but I think Jason's gotten back to the break he needs to make this comeback. The last few have been pretty good.
Yeah, he's been pretty productive with the break. But he's got to play perfect pool and get lucky on top of it to maintain that 3-2 advantage. I mean, because of how great a breaker and player Van Boening is. I don't see that happening.
No, but that's kind of why you stay at the ballpark on a blowout, because something special comes along every now and again, Billy.
Yeah.
Okay, the 2's going to get down to the back row, which is going to make this cut shot even less appealing.
I don't even know if he can. Did he cut it?
Well, I mean, I think he could if the 2 was more available, but
Yeah, well, it's not.
that's
so.
what I mean. That's why I said I don't think he'll shoot it. And he could play the. I think he can get. Well, I don't know. This is really touchy. You hate to play the little simple safety behind the 3 and leave Shane such a good kick shot. I don't know. This is really, really touchy here coming down the table. And the only reason being is because the 3's really stopping the 1 from going in a nice position.
He's cutting it.
Well, he was looking at it, I think.
Yeah.
I mean, I think you just got to play for the 1 into the 3 here and just take the cue ball 1 rail all the way down behind the.
Behind the 10-7?
Yeah, I think so. I think the 1 ain't going to stop right there. I think it'll kind of leak over towards the end rail a little bit, even through the ball or off the ball here. I don't know. I just hate to play the little clip shot and snooker him behind the 3 because he's going to kick safe from there most likely. He's going to kick the 1 down below the 4-6 and all that, and maybe bring the cue ball back behind the 8 or something.
Unless you freeze him on the 3.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
But you really can't put your eggs in that basket.
Well, if the 1 was a little hair off, it would be easier. You hate to try and hit that ball that thick and double kiss it, go right down the rail scratch.
That's another
Feel
factor.
like a real sucker.
Yeah.
So just a foot away from the 1, but you can tell this is not easy. Wants to get something done with this shot.
Well, the 4-6 are laying tough for the 4, so therefore, that's to his advantage right now. The job it is.
Yeah, I think so. Like I said, I think he can play the 1 just into the 3 with a little speed and be okay, because he needs to draw the ball down the rail, so that offers the speed.
Right, and what you need to do if you're going to do that is play all cue ball.
Yeah, and he wants to get it up. He did
that's
pretty
good.
well.
That's
yeah,
good.
He did great.
He's falling on the right side of the 3, take away that kick on the 1.
Yeah, and at least a controlled kick. He may be able to get up under it with 2 rails or something, but and I'm surprising he's kicking long rail here. I still would have to kick 2 rails, I think.
Yeah, I agree too.
Because no position.
Because you're getting separation that way.
Yeah, you're getting separation, you can call a ball, and you get no reward on this kick shot unless you hit it really hard.
Yeah, I think he's going to change his mind. No, he's not.
Well,
Maybe he doesn't even realize that the 2 rail kick's available.
Underneath, yeah, I don't know. He don't pass up on many.
I
don't miss many. Tell you
Unless he
that.
kicks softly here.
Yeah, but I mean, you're not. I mean, you could get lucky with it like that, but a lot of times you're going to give something up. At least the guy's going to be able to bury you. We'll see if Shaw wants to take this on.
Well, I don't think I try to put it behind the 3.
Yeah, and you're close enough to it, you should be successful.
Because he's really going to spin this to get back down for the 2. I don't think he's going to do well with this. I put him behind the 3 here.
The key to this shot is don't baby it coming back. Go ahead and come back to that end rail.
Yeah, you want to make sure that you shoot the 1 to this end rail.
Right.
So, take away that possibility.
But a lot of times you don't get the snooker when you're trying to hold the 1 on this end rail. Don't worry about the 1.
Nice.
Exactly like that.
That is so nice.
That was sweet.
Real nice shot.
And I appreciate the fans that understand a good shot that on a ball that necessarily wasn't pocketed.
Yeah, that was a really nice hit there. He had excellent speed on the 1, He had great movement with the cue ball, putting it right by, back of the three. I mean, he did everything he needed to do with that shot.
There's another two-rail kick underneath that three that he could kick out again. Even though he's close to the rail, he could bend that ball because he's zigzagging this, and I think this kick is tougher than kicking to the end rail and trying to bend it right before the side and come at the one.
Yeah, you have a bigger ball.
I think so. This one's tougher to me.
Yeah.
All right, they're playing the WPA no early wins on the 10.
What?
Yeah, that's something somewhat new.
Well, what do you mean? But I didn't understand that.
Well, the Predator World 10 Ball this last July, which was just a month ago, not even, just weeks ago, the WPA 10 Ball rules now are
you can't shoot the combination on the 10?
There's no winner on it. You can shoot it, but keep shooting as long as you call it, but it spots back up. Yeah, I'm not the biggest fan about changing rules all the time, but and that one there, I don't know.
But why would they change that rule? Why?
Well, I don't know.
I mean, usually you have to have a
Pretty
valid
good
reason why you want to change that, because that's an exciting shot.
Well, yeah, and there's a lot of value to having some knowledge on how to sometimes acquire those shots. It's not something you're born with. It's something you learn, and it takes time to learn it. But,
It's an action shot. There's another thing. In other words, why would you want to take an action shot away from the game?
Yeah, some of the greatest shots were long combinations, long bank combinations, carom shots, kiss shots, fluke shots even.
So how do you think they came to that conclusion? It doesn't favor the better player to shorten these games up. But let's just take that away.
Watch out, cue ball. Watch out. That's gone. That's gone. Wow. Yeah, I'm not sure exactly, and I've always said it that I'm pretty sure I'm not as smart as the people that came up with all these great games a couple of 100 years ago. So, for the most part, leave them alone.
I don't know. You're very impressive.
No, well, you know what I mean.
Really?
Those guys had to be pretty incredible to like baseball or any of these games that they make. I mean, how'd you come up with them? I mean, it's pretty neat. I mean, pool also. How'd you figure out you were going to take 15 round balls or 9 or whatever the number is and be able to come up with a game based behind it?
Now he has an option here. He can play the carom on the 6, or he can cross the 1-4 cross side.
I think he's just got to play the bank, I think, or the safety.
Safety's pretty tough, isn't it?
I think so. I mean, I don't think double banking the 4 is so easy to get it safe. I think he was looking to see if he could. Well, yeah.
Yeah, he's looking at the carom now, but he's in a pretty difficult spot here.
Well, he's got to call one of them. That's the thing. He can't just play for both, which I think is another. Again, it's just all a matter of opinion, and I'm not bothered by whichever they play. But
safety looks very difficult. No reward unless you hit it perfectly. Now he's looking at the billiard. He don't like it.
I know the cross side is a little thin, but
there's another option he has as well. He can swing the cue ball 2 cushions behind the 8 and try to, I don't know,
put the 4 past the 6 on the 10 or something.
The 4 is going to hit the 6. He's going to cross. It's going cross side here, and like Jeremy said, he's got to really cut it thinly.
He's got to throw it
cut
too.
It back.
And
watch him make the 6 too.
Right.
He'll probably make the 6 on this shot, and miss the cross side.
If he hits the bank slowly, I think he definitely makes the 6. Okay, I'm not sure he left anything. A real thin billiard. They both got a little chuckle.
Did they leave him a shot?
I don't know.
He may not be able to make the 4.
Yeah.
He's shaking his head in disgust, like, how did this happen?
The ball's 2 inches from the hole. Another ball's 2 inches from the hole. An inch from the hole. And
can you draw this ball
and play it forward? And man, I think you got to do it slowly, though. I think you got to put a slow draw stroke on it.
I think you could draw this and force it in.
I think so too, but I think if you hit it hard, it'll go forward a little bit, but it's still going to catch enough point to not go, is my opinion. And if he hits it with like a slower draw stroke, I think he makes it. The thing is, it's not set up perfect for this shot because you got to cut the 4 to get the right line to make it go through. So I think he's a hair underdog here. He'll probably prove me wrong, but oh, he hit it perfect, and he hit it hard as well. Man, what a shot. Okay. Draw around this 9, I guess, huh? Now, this is the type of shot, because that's the way he's shooting it on this table. It's a little slower than most of the brand new felts, just a hair, but you're liable to get froze on the rail going by the 9 here. Just because you want to draw it, right? And when you draw it, you always hit it with more speed.
Right.
So now you fall on the rail a lot more often.
Very, very well put.
You got to draw it to get it going, and then it's hard. That's the speed that we talked about with Shaw yesterday from some distance.
Yeah.
He can get it going, but
Yeah.
control it coming out that 2 rails a lot of times. So, but a little bit of the cue ball on the rail ain't going to slow SVB down, Billy.
No, it certainly hasn't up to this point.
Now just 10 games away from the stopping point for day 2, which is 66 games. And tomorrow, I'm going to confirm this, but give me 1 second. Yeah, and tomorrow, Sunday, which is day 3, starting at 5 o'clock p.m. Central Standard Time. Okay, he's got a little bit of a thin shot on the 1, but the 2 is real handy over the upper right corner.
Can he cut it back, or does he have to bank it?
I think he can cut it myself, but it's just a matter of if he feels real confident in the cue ball, and I don't think he could lose it. I mean, there is a couple ways to scratch. I think 1 rail right off in the side, but I think he's going to catch it thin enough or spin it to stay away from that. Yeah, nice shot. Well, that's overrun a bit there.
Yeah.
You know, the 4's in a real handy position again, so it's just about burying this 3 ball. I wouldn't expect anything else.
No, I wouldn't either. You got a real nice view of it, too.
Yeah, hit it perfect. Never touched the rail. Could go a little bit. Shane not going to be happy with that. He knows he should have had a big area to get it much better on that 5 ball. hear some big cheers for both players, but a little bit more on the Shane side, and being USA is pretty standard and expected. Again, we'll give a shout out to the sponsors: Omega Billiards, Acme Cases, Diamond Billiard Supply, Aliceville, and Chris Renfro. Big thank yous for all the help. Great White Chalk, John Eagle Honda of Dallas, OB Cubes, Roberto Franco Cubes, Waxahachie Nissan, Level 2 Billiards, DFW 9-Ball Tour right here in a monthly handicap tour that's been very successful. James Hanshoe Cubes of Waco, Texas, and the Moscone Cup coming up, Mandalay Bay.
There you go.
Okay.
He just hit those.
Yeah, the 9's going to trickle in. He's going to get straight in on the 1. Now, he's got some work here, though. The 1 and all that congestion there, and that 8-ball plays big, getting on the 3 to get to the 4. Can he follow by the 4? Can he come out and hit the top rail with the cue ball and follow the cue ball out 2 rails for the 3? That would be nice. Maybe just float 1 rail, huh?
Yeah, I think that's what he's doing.
Yeah, I like that. You'll see how clear that side of the table is. He brought the cue ball, and that's not only for position on this one, but probably to help get position on the 4.
Yeah, well, he's worked his way through the tough part of this wreck. Everything else seems to be laying very nicely over the table here.
Shook his head a little bit there, and I'm wondering if surprised about the speed of the rail there. Or you'll never ever really hear Shane complain about getting sharked or anything. It's just, I've known him now.
No.
14 years, I think, maybe a little longer, since he started coming to the Sands tournaments. That's where I met him, at the Sands in Reno. Never heard him complain about, he might, we've all had a problem with a player or two at times, but as far as like an accidental fan or something else, never heard about that from Shane, any type of excuse like that.
I watched Chang play, and a lot of people feel he's the best player in the world, And I watched Van Boning play, and I'm saying to myself, how good does Chang really play? I mean, really, how good is he? I watched him play at the Derby City. I did commentary on a couple of his matches. He's always in line.
Oh, yeah. I call him like the Asian Buddy Hall with the cue ball.
I mean,
He's
he's
really,
always
really
in
good.
line, And I think he beat Shane
In a match, yeah.
Yeah, I think Shane feels him. He's at the table.
Yeah.
I think so.
Well, you can recognize that not only is his cue ball so good, when he has to make a big shot,